Hi guys.
How's it going? Who's here? Tell me what's up, you guys. I see 6 people. Try and get a good spot here today. Hi, Tim. Welcome. Feel like I'm crooked here. I don't know if I can wear my glasses or not. I guess these ones are okay. Brought other ones. These ones better? Or are these ones better? Black ones, for sure. Ashley made it. You said you weren't going to make it on time. Or wait, maybe not to dress up. Did you dress up? Okay. I like to be able to not have a headache. Yes. Okay. So, everybody excited for today's Escape from the Carnival of Terrors, just like there is right here on the screen too. Oh Lord, what? This is probably my favorite lipstick. So every opportunity I get to wear it is real great. After I did my eyebrows blue, I was like, I have to wear this lipstick. It's gonna be perfect. So, I don't fit in this costume anymore, so this is the one I've got today. I wasn't really sure which direction to go with the carnival. Ooh, nice. You got a whole group. Excellent. Yeah, so like I want to match the book, but at the same time, I don't want to read the book first and ruin the surprise for me. So, this is where we're at. We're just sitting here with this makeup today. So, it's okay. Okay, opinions. Is the audio better today? Because I'm trying to work up a better system, and I've got a headset with a mic just stationed right in front of me, and I think the audio is a little clearer, hopefully, because my computer has a real loud fan, and that's been making everything fuzzy so far. So I think this will be better. Okay. I also got, check this, all these cute little colored sticky tabs so we can keep better track of the book. And the number endings. It's pretty good. Less noise. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So this was me just using what I already had instead of spending $100 on a microphone. I do want to try and upgrade to a better camera at some point, but the camera that I want to buy is just sold out everywhere. So this is just what I get for now. But I want to be able to have like a separate one on a tripod and like do a whole thing. I feel like it'd be cool. So I'm glad the audio is better here. I feel like it's too bright, but that's okay. There's a window right next to me, so as it gets dark, the lighting will change anyway. So it is now 7:10, so let's get going, you guys. I haven't decided how these different like tabs will work for colors yet, but it'll help. So our book today, let's see, the description of the book is Welcome to the Carnival of Horrors. This is no ordinary carnival. Here you'll find awesome rides, exciting games of chance, and the weirdest freak show ever. Do you dare to enter? Are you brave enough to risk the Supersonic Space Coaster? Will you know whom to trust, the Snake Lady or the Three-Headed Man? Can you make it through the House of Horrors alive? This scary adventure is all about you. You're in control, you decide what will happen, and you decide how terrifying the scares will be. Okay. Let's go. What do you want to do? I don't know, Patty. What do you want to do? Not fair, Brad. I asked you first. Patty and Brad, your two best friends, arguing, as usual. It's the last week of August, and Patty and Brad haven't stopped fighting since your summer vacation started. Patty likes being bossy. You don't mind it, though. It's no big deal. It's hard to win a fight with her anyway. You don't know why Brad even tries. You guess it's because he doesn't want to look like a wimp in front of a girl. There's nothing to do. I guess I'll just go home, Brad says. He shoves his hands in his pocket. and then his shoulders slump and he sort of shrivels up. You guess Brad is kind of a wimp, even if he is your best friend. You're so boring, Brad, Patty complains. Whenever Patty complains, her freckles really pop out. Now there are a million of them spread across her face. Hey, I know what we should do, Patty suddenly bursts out. Let's bike over to Bennett's Field and watch them set up the carnival. I don't know, you answer. It's getting dark, and Mom said I have to be in by 9. It's only a quick bike ride, Brad says. Are you some kind of wimp? Brad, calling you a wimp? You can't believe it. Okay, you agree. But if it's as bad as last year, there won't be much to see. Don't you remember the main attraction? You remind them. The ride called Terror Track, it turned out to be a baby choo-choo train that circled around and around. It doesn't matter what you say. Patty's made up her mind, and you're going to ride over to the carnival. A hot, humid breeze blows in your face as you pedal along. Patty's in the lead, no surprise, and Brad's puffing behind you. It's dark by the time you reach Bennett's Field. You and your friends drop your bikes in the grass and race across the moonlit field towards a huge wooden fence that surrounds the carnival. As you reach the carnival entrance, you hear music coming from inside. Not the usual corny organ stuff they always play, but some really strange music. It sounds familiar and totally new at the same time. Brad stretches his neck to try and peer over the fence, but no luck. The fence is way too high. Patty jiggles the padlock on the door. It's sealed shut. I guess we'll have to wait until tomorrow night when the carnival opens, Brad says. No way, Patty says. Let's climb the fence now. Are you crazy? Brad says. We'll get caught. Come on, there's probably no one in there, Patty replies. Your friends turn to you to cast the deciding vote. You glance at your watch. It's almost 9 p.m. If you're going to get home in time, you should start back now. What are you going to do? If you decide you want to go home, then you'll choose option 1. If you decide to climb the fence to get inside, you'll choose option 2. And I will have a poll momentarily. Ugh, stop trying to get me to buy stuff. Just wait. Sorry. There's going to be a poll. I can't get it. Oh my gosh. Something terrible has happened. I feel like all my options disappeared. I'm so sorry, you guys. Clearly, I'm not prepared for this. Oh, good. Okay, there it is. Whew. Okay, choose option 1 if you decide to go home. So, exclamation point, VOTE, and then the number you want. And choose option 2 if you want to climb the fence to get inside. We've got 32 seconds left. When you vote, don't use the brackets. You just do exclamation VOTE and then the number you want. So I've got this thing real weird. Sorry. I'm trying some new stuff and not doing a good job. Okay, we had way more options for 2. So we're going to climb the fence and check it out on page 6. Let's do it, you say to your friends. Let's climb the fence. Patty is halfway up before you finish speaking. You'll let Brad go next. You're last. It's a hard climb up. There's really no place on the fence to get a good grip. But you make it to the top, swing your legs over, and tumble down. You land on the grass. You're inside. You and your friends gaze around. It's pretty dark. The only light comes from torches. At first, the carnival looks the same as it always does. Dinky rides, hot dog wagons, then the lights start to flicker on in every corner of the field. The rides start to move. It's as if the whole place is magically coming to life. Hey, look at that giant roller coaster, you exclaim, pointing up ahead. They never had a roller coaster before. Yeah, Brad agrees, and the whole place is a lot bigger than last year. This is awesome, Patty says as she sprints towards the rides. You and Brad take off after Patty. You all stop in front of... Whoa, that was... Okay, I did do it right. Whew. You all stop in front of the roller coaster. Wow, Patty says she gazes up at it. It's like a rocket to outer space. Beyond the roller coaster, you spy a castle surrounded by a moat and a spooky-looking haunted house sitting high atop a hill. These are the coolest rides I've ever seen, you say. They still have that dumb choo-choo train over there, you point out. But we could ride this stuff all night and never go near it. Patty grabs your arm and tugs you over to the other side of the carnival, to the midway. Brad races after you. Hey, where are those dinky wooden booths from last year? You ask as you gawk at the amazing game of chance. They're gone, and in their place are giant video games and huge spinning wheels studded with hundreds of blinking colored lights. Get a load of that, Brad suddenly cries out. You and Patty spin around. You can't believe what you see. Be more amazed on page 87. You're staring at a sign that reads, World's Freakiest Freak Show. The three of you gape at the pictures. There's the three-headed man with the ugliest collection of faces you've ever seen, and the snake lady, a young blonde girl with a beautiful face and the body of a slithering snake. This is, you start to say, but you don't finish because a large hand comes down on your shoulder, hard. You slowly turn and gaze up at a huge man with shoulders wider than a refrigerator. He has coal black eyes with a thick mustache to match. He looks strong enough and mean enough to pitch you over the fence with one hand. What are you doing? His deep voice booms. You're not allowed in here, he says, pointing directly at you. We're sorry, you say, hoping you appear sorry and not just scared. We wanted to look around, that's all, but we'll leave right now. He stares into your eyes. He clamps both hands down on your shoulders and says, You're not going anywhere. Uh-oh. Quick. Better turn to page 4. Well, what do you mean? Brad asked, trembling all over. I just had an idea. A great idea, the man replies. I want you kids to stay and try out the rides before the grand opening tomorrow. Patty's eyes open wide. Cool, she says. Are you sure it's all right with the owner, you ask? I'm Big Al, the manager, and what I say around here goes. Big Al digs around in his checkered jacket and pulls out 3 maps. He hands one to each of you. Study them carefully, he says. If you have any questions, ask them now. Your eyes fall upon the map. You have a question, but you gaze up, and Big Al's gone. He vanished. A whole carnival to ourselves, Patty exclaims. Where should we start? You stare down at your map once again. You notice that the carnival is split in half. On one side are the rides, tons of them, and the other side is the midway, packed with games of chance and the freak show. What will you try first? Choose option 1 to go on the rides, or choose option 2 to check out the midway. We've got 25 seconds left. Choose option 1 to go on the rides, or choose option 2 to check out the midway. It's games of chance and the freak show. Okay, we had a tie. So I guess I would say let's check out the rides first. Going to page 34. Let's go on the rides first, you say. That is what I said. That roller coaster looked awesome. Okay, Patty agrees. Over this way, she yells as she charges over to it. When you reach the rides, you can only stare in amazement. These are the most fantastic rides you've ever seen. The towering roller coaster, the soaring speedboats, the twisty slides. Every one is in motion, whizzing, whirling, doing loop-the-loops. And they're all empty. No riders, no people in line. Cool, Patty exclaims. We have the whole place to ourselves. Brad's face turns a little green, and his gaze swings from the Supersonic Space Coaster to the Doom Slide. Don't you think that the rides... Do you think they have rides that don't go upside down, he asks. Come on, let's check out the coaster, Patty calls to you and Brad. Then they run off to its starting gate. You stop and crane your neck and gaze up at the coaster's first hill, and you gasp. Quick, go to page 47. The tracks stretch up so high that they seem to touch the clouds. Your gaze follows one of the cars speeding around a sharp curve. It looks like a space shuttle. You notice that it has a safety harness that locks over your body. You've seen those before. They keep you in when the ride turns upside down. You didn't want to admit it before, but like Brad, riding upside down is not your favorite thing. Still, the coaster does look amazing. One part enters a tunnel, and you can see that the cars go fast, really fast. You're just about to walk through the space coaster gate when you hear spooky organ music coming from behind you. You turn around. Looming in the distance is a dark, creepy, haunted house. You gaze down at your map. It's called the Little House of Horrors. You love haunted houses, and this one looks really scary. Now you're not sure what to do. You won't have time for everything. The coaster or the haunted house? Decide now. Choose option 1 if you want to join Patty and Brad on the space coaster. Choose option 2 if you want to go to the House of Horrors alone. "17 seconds left to vote. Choose 1 to join Patty and Brad on the space coaster, or 2 to go to the House of Horrors alone." Okay, we got more votes for number 2. You guys, we're gonna go in there all by ourselves? Okay, going to page 64 for the House of Horrors. The House of Horrors. You have to see it. You just have to. "I'll catch up with you guys later," you call to Patty and Brad. "I'm going to check out the haunted house." You glance down at your map for directions. The rickety wooden bridge over to your left appears to lead straight there. As you start to cross the bridge, the wooden planks creak under your feet. And then the bridge begins to sway. You look down, way down. The bridge spans a deep, rocky gorge. Gulping, you grab the handrail. You move slowly. A strong wind blows up from the canyon below. The bridge is swaying wildly now, tossing from side to side. A massive spear of lightning splits the sky. Thunder rumbles so loudly you jump and lose your balance. "Help!" you scream as you tumble right over the side and plunge towards the jagged rocks below. How can you save yourself? Choose option 1 to make a grab for the side of the bridge, or choose option 2 to flap your arms and try to fly. Sean, am I bad at pronouncing the word horrors? Am I saying it wrong? Does it sound like a brothel instead of a haunted house? I'm so sorry, you guys. We got 25 seconds left to vote. Choose 1 to grab the side of the bridge, or choose 2 to flap your arms and try to fly. 7 seconds left. Okay. So it looks like everybody thinks we can fly. So we're going over to page 30. You're falling. You can't think of anything else to do, so you start flapping your arms like a bird. At that moment, a huge gust of air shoots up from under the bridge and blows you back onto the bridge. Breathing hard, you run the rest of the way across the rickety span. When you reach the safety of the other side, you glance back and gasp. The bridge and the midway beyond it have vanished. Only a black void remains. Wow, awesome special effects, you cry out loud. But was your fall part of the special effects too? It didn't feel like it. You spin around to face the House of Horrors. Up close, it appears really, really creepy. Cobwebs drip down from its roof, and an eerie yellow light glows inside. Cool! Next to the house, you spot a sign that reads, "Boat Trip to Nowhere." There are amazing speedboats that you can drive yourself. Which should you try first? Choose option 1 if you want to try the boat trip to nowhere, or choose option 2 if you're ready for the House of Horrors. I am real surprised that flying took us out of there, you guys. That was unexpected. Seconds left. We got a lot of votes for number 2 though, so I feel like number 1 doesn't really have a lot of chance right now. 3 seconds left. Okay. Everybody voted for the House of Horrors. Page 66. You start up the brick path to the House of Horrors. Suddenly, someone sneaks up behind you and taps you on the shoulder. You spin around and jump back. Standing in front of you is a bony skeleton, and it talks. "Don't go in there," the skeleton says, "or you'll end up like me." You stare in terror at the hideous creature, and then you burst out laughing. Wow, you guys really want to make the haunted house totally creepy. This is going to be great, you say. You're still chuckling as you push open the giant oak door of the House of Horrors. It swings back with a long, loud creak. You step inside and find yourself in a narrow hallway. The door slams shut behind you, and the hall turns darker than a starless night. "I can't even see my hands," you exclaim. You stumble ahead slowly, pressing your palms against the wall to guide you. When will this tunnel end? Look for a way out on page 80. Come on, book. You turn a corner and are instantly blinded by glaring lights. You're standing in a room of mirrors. Walls, floor, ceiling, all mirrors. Everywhere you gaze, you're met with reflections of yourself. You take a few steps forward and, bonk, you hit your head on solid glass. You move 1 step to the left, and a dozen copies of you move in that direction. Totally dizzy, you close your eyes. Maybe you can find the exit with your hands. Keeping your eyes shut, you walk until your palms hit against another glass wall. And then you hear a voice. "Come this way." "Over here," it calls. You walk towards the voice. Bonk, a solid wall again. Finally, your hands find an open doorway. It leads to a mirrored hallway that goes left and right. Which way will you go? If you decide to turn right, go to page 1, or if you decide to turn left, go to page 2. Except not those pages. Options. Option 1 is turning right, or option 2 is turning left. got 10 seconds left, you guys. Okay. We are going with option 2. We're turning left. Page 118. You turn left. Somewhere ahead of you, you hear laughter. Is somebody there? You call out. Silence. You stare at your reflections in the mirrored hall. Am I trapped? You wonder. Am I in real danger? Or is this all a big, scary joke? Your heart begins to race. You inch forward a few more steps, moving towards the laughter. Slowly. Over here, a voice calls again. But now the voice seems to be coming from behind you. Turn to page 36. Help! Why do we need help? 5 minutes later. That didn't wait. That was 35, not 36. Okay. You turn back and head in the other direction. Your reflections bounce off the walls at crazy angles. Are you walking straight? Or have you rounded a corner? There's no way to tell. Yet this time, you're sure you're going the right way. Over here, a voice calls. Turn left again. Turn left again? Now you're really confused. If you turn left again, will you finally escape? Turn to page 118. Help! Well, I guess that means we chose the wrong one, because that's the page we were just on, right? Wait, you guys! We just keep going over and over and over and over again. It's not even an ending. The bottom of the page says, turn to page 118. And the bottom of this page says, turn to page 36. Do we count that as an ending? It doesn't say the end, but there's no way out. So, I guess we're gonna count this as ending number 1 because we're stuck in it's not really a time loop because we've sang time loops, but we're trapped in a never-ending hallway. Woo! 1 ending, you guys. We got lots more friends here. I see Bree is here. Hello, I love you. And Martha's here. And there are some people I don't know here, maybe. Okay, so we gotta go back in time. Okay, so we're not gonna turn left because then we just get stuck turning left for forever. So we're gonna turn right and go to page 29 instead. No one yelled 1 ending for me. Who's gonna be my ending master today? Tim did it last time. It's 29. You stumble down the corridor to your right. As you peer from side to side, you're met with hundreds of images of you, and you look pretty baffled and scared. Hey, I could use some help, you call out. Silence. You pound your fist against the wall. The wall starts to move. Just an inch or two closer to you. You take a step back, but the wall behind you is moving too. The walls are moving together. They're closing in on you. You're going to be crushed. Squeeze over to page 65. The walls are closing in faster now. You throw your arms out and try to push away, but it's hopeless. You're going to be crushed like a bug. You suck in a deep breath. It could be the last breath you take. Then the floor opens beneath your feet. You drop down, 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 down. A long, agonizing scream escapes from your throat as you tumble through space. Will you ever hit bottom? Incoming player, you hear a commanding voice shout. Stations, everybody. A layer of webbing catches you like one of those nets trapeze artists use. Gasping, unable to understand what's happening, you bounce up and down. Bounce to page 31. You snap your head around to the right, where you hear footsteps coming towards you. You're facing a short man with wrinkly skin and bloodshot eyes. His bushy black hair resembles a scouring pad, and from the looks of it, it probably feels like one too. His evil expression makes you cringe. He's nothing compared to the things in back of him. 2 7-foot-tall monsters. One has blue horns and bulging red eyes. The other has scaly skin and an alligator snout that snaps open and closed as he eyes you. The trio all wear lab coats, and from the eager way they're looking at you, you realize that you are the lab rat. You struggle to escape from the net, but you're trapped in the webbing, like a fly in a spider's web. "Welcome to my humble laboratory," the short man says. "I am Dr. Frank N. Stone, and mastermind who created the Carnival of Horrors." The Carnival of Horrors? You don't like the sound of that. Go to page 89. Dr. Stone extends a long, bony hand to pull you up from the net. When you peer into his face, his eyes roll up into his head. "Pleased to meet you," he rumbles. Did he say pleased to meet you or pleased to eat you? You're not sure, and you don't want to hang around to find out. You've got to get out of here, you think. As the doctor lowers his hand a bit more, you wriggle your right foot free of the netting. If you give him one hard kick in the stomach, maybe you can make a run for the door. But what about the monsters? Can you dodge them? You change your mind. "I'll wait. Play it cool until at least one of the beasts leaves the room," you say to yourself. And then you change your mind again. "No, I better make my escape now." The doctor looms inches away, and you're still not sure what to do. You better decide fast. So choose option 1 to kick the doctor and run, or choose option 2 to wait until the monster leaves, and the odds are better than 3 against 1. We got 26 seconds left. Choose option 1 to kick Dr. Stone and run, or choose option 2 to wait until one of the monsters leaves the room. I forgot I have a cool thing that I'm going to build for the background. And then hopefully it'll get dark and look extra cool. Okay, what do we got? More votes for option 2. We are going to wait till one of the monsters leaves on page 51. You can't take on both monsters, so you decide to wait until one of them leaves the room. You grab hold of Dr. Stone's hand. He's a lot stronger than he looks. With one small tug, he pulls you free of the web. Then he turns to the monsters. "Okay," he barks. "Adjust the net. It's time to practice spiking." Spiking? What does he mean by that? The monsters leap up. They rub their hands together in evil delight. Then they untie the net and head to the back of the room, where 2 huge poles rest on the floor. You close your eyes and hope that when you open them, you'll see that this was all a dream. A really bad dream. But when you open your eyes, you know it's not a dream. No, it's a volleyball game. The net has been tied to the 2 poles, and guess what position you play? That's right, you're the ball. Watch out for these 2-handed spikes. They can be pretty painful. The end. Ooh, I forgot to get ending music, you guys. Give me suggestions on some good ending music we can add to here to make it more exciting. Okay, so that would be ending number 2. Okay, let's see where we can go next. We're going back to this one. So instead, we're going to try and kick the doctor instead of waiting for the monster to leave on page 79. The doctor leans over. He's so close now. His sour breath fills your nostrils. Then his fingertips brush your hand. And pow! Your foot flies into his stomach. A direct hit. But nothing happens. He doesn't scream. He doesn't even moan. In fact, he doesn't seem to notice at all. He simply smiles at you. Now you're scared. Really scared. But you know you have to do whatever it takes to get out of there. You have to find your friends and escape from this carnival of horrors. You gather up every ounce of courage and strength you have and kick him once more, harder. And this time, something does happen. Big time. Turn to page 67 to find out what. Thrump. Your foot plows into the doctor's stomach again, but this time it smashes right through it and hits solid steel. The crunch of metal echoes in the room, along with the doctor's screams. Aye! He wails like a siren. You gaze into the gaping hole your sneaker made. Thousands of circuits and wires burn and crackle inside of it. The doctor is a robot. Well, an ex-robot now. Your kick totally destroyed him. That's the good news. The bad news is headed for you. It's the monster with the blue horns and the red, bulging eyes. You scramble out of the net and dash towards the door. But the monster's too quick for you. His tentacle arms shoot out and snatch you. Giant suckers at the ends of his wrists circle your throat. You gasp for air as the monster pins you against the wall. Can you free yourself from his oozing grasp? Try on page 91. The red-eyed beast leans against you now, pressing you hard against the wall. The monster moves his face close to yours. The jagged horns at the top of his head nick your cheeks. You can't bear it anymore. You bring your hand up with all your might and shove his head away from yours. As you watch in horror, the monster's head rolls off of its neck. The head tumbles to the floor and lands at your feet. The eyes glance up at you, and you notice its hideous lips moving. That hurt, the head says. That really hurt. He never finishes. You've destroyed another robot. Almost out of here, you whisper to yourself. Now, all you have to do is slip by the crusty alligator snout creature guarding the door. You robots aren't so tough, you say to him with fake bravery. Oh, really? The scaly beast croaks. Well, maybe not. But what makes you think that I am a robot? Turn to page 122. The creature slides one step towards you, and with a burning stare says, I am not a robot. I am not going to shut down, so don't bother with any of your silly human tricks. You stare at him. You study him hard. Is he lying? Is he a robot like the other two? Or could he be a lot more dangerous? Your knees begin to tremble when you think about never going home, never seeing your family or friends ever again. Tears start to sting your eyes. Angry tears. No carnival, not even a carnival of horrors, is going to defeat you. You stare deeply into the evil eyes of the creature hovering right before you. Robot? Real monster? You finally decide. If you think the creature is a robot, then choose option 1 by trying to knock his head off. If you think he's a real monster or something worse, stay cool with option 2. Give me just a second for the poll because I was busy staring at myself. Okay. Option 1, if you think he's a robot, try and knock off his head. Option 2, if you think he's a real monster. He's faking it. Faking that he's not a robot. You're faking it. We got 13 seconds left, you guys. It's a tie vote. We need one more vote. Hurry. Vote, vote, vote. More votes. Anyone? Yes. Okay. What do we got? Option 2. We think he's a real monster. So we're going to stay cool on page 110. Something tells you that this monster is not a robot. This one is for real. Maybe it's the way he stares into your eyes, or maybe it's the rows and rows of razor-sharp teeth jutting from his mouth. You take a step back. He takes a step closer. A drop of his drool drips on your hand. It sizzles and burns. This is the end, you figure. You'll never escape the Carnival of Horrors. You'll never see your family or Patty or Brad again. The monster lifts his gigantic clawed hand. He waves it over your head, and you wait for the searing pain as it plunges down to strike you. But that's not what happens. The monster slowly lowers his hand and clutches at his own neck, and then pulls his own head off. When you discover what's underneath, you'll know you're still in big trouble. Quick, head to page 133. Those eyes behind the alligator snout, those beady eyes, you should have recognized him before. It's Big Al. Hey, you did a great job here, he says warmly. You've really got the stuff for the Carnival of Horrors. Thanks, you mumble, but I really have to go home now. What's the rush, he asks, patting you on the shoulder. Aren't you having fun? Fun, you think? Crushed between solid walls and then attacked by a bulging-eyed monster? Fun? No, this isn't fun. This is weird. Yeah, it's been really great. But, I really do have to get home, you stammer. So if you'll just take me to wherever Patty and Brad are and show us the way out, we'll be going. I'm afraid that isn't possible, Big Al says. Just open the door and you'll understand. You have no choice. You have to open the door and go to page 117. You open the door and enter a room bursting with people who seem to be waiting for you. You think it's really weird until you study them and realize something even stranger. They're all dressed up in old-fashioned costumes. Welcome to the Carnival of Horrors, a tall woman with a red parasol says, smiling. Nice of you to join us. The Carnival of Horrors. The word sends shivers down your spine. The woman with the parasol whispers in your ear. Don't you want to know the secret of the Carnival of Horrors? You nod, yes. The Carnival of Horrors comes alive in different places and different time each night. Tonight, we're in your town. Tomorrow, we could be in another country. But every place we stop, we invite kids like you to join us. Thanks for the invitation, you say, but I gotta go. I'm sorry, the lady chuckles. You can never escape from the Carnival of Horrors, she says solemnly. Unless what? You turn to page 106. Unless what? You scream. Tell me. You can escape the Carnival of Horrors if you leave before closing time. When is closing time? You shoot back. When the last ride stops, the lady whispers. At midnight. You glance at your watch. 11:40. 20 minutes. That's not so bad. But how do you get out of here? As if the lady can read your mind, she says, there's only one right way. Then all around you, the crowd begins to chant. Only one right way. Only one right way. They repeat it over and over again. What is it? You scream. Which way? It's useless. They're not going to tell you. But it's not midnight yet. There's still time to figure it out. Until the floor begins to tremble and the walls begin to shake. Earthquake! Turn to page 42. A wave of panic washes over you as the walls crumble around you. You throw your arms over your head and close your eyes. Then silence. The shaking stops. When you open your eyes, the room and all of the costume people have vanished. And you're outside, in the rides area. But the biggest surprise of all is that you spot Patty and Brad. Boy, am I glad to see you, you say, racing over to them. Where have you guys been? Brad shakes his head. You wouldn't believe the rides we were on. We've got to get out of here before midnight, you say. Quickly, you tell your friends about the warning from the lady with the red parasol. No problem, Patty says. Look, I'm sure the exit is right over there past that ride called the Hall of the Mountain King. No, it's that way, near the sign of Halloween Express, Brad insists. Which way do you think is the right way? The Halloween Express? Choose option 1. Or the Mountain King? Choose option 2. can't jump over the gate. It's not an option. "17 seconds left. Choose option 1 to head towards the Halloween Express towards the exit, or Mountain King. Choose option 2. Okay. Why is the music not stopping? It's broken. Okay. I'm great at technology, you guys. Okay. We are choosing option 2. We're going towards the Mountain King. If I can get the sticky in the book. Turn to page 107. "Sorry, Brad. I think Patty's right," you tell him as you turn towards the Hall of the Mountain King. "I think I spotted an exit there when we first came in." Patty runs ahead. "Look," she cries out. "There's a path. It leads past the Hall of the Mountain King to the exit." "Yeah, but who are those people up there?" Brad asks. "They're blocking the way." You peer up ahead and you see them. The people in the old-fashioned clothes. And they're still chanting, "Only one right way. Only one right way." "They're not going to let us out," Brad panics. Okay. I have an idea," you say calmly. "Let's go into the Mountain King ride. Maybe we can jump off at the end and sneak past him." "Do you have another choice?" "No." It shows 2 choices. If you want to go on the Mountain King ride, turn to page 75. And then the second choice is, if you want to go on the Mountain King ride, turn to page 75. So apparently that's where we're going. The 3 of you duck inside the Hall of the Mountain King. A painted backdrop of rounded snow-capped mountains rises on your left. Up in the mountains, a big stone castle rests in the sunshine. A group of cheerful elves pick flowers in the castle's garden. To your right, you spot the ride. Wooden carts pulled by real horses. "Come on," you call to your friends. "Jump in a cart. This is great. We'll be out of here in no time." No time. That reminds you. You glance at your watch. 11:45. You all scramble into one of the carts and grab the reins. Your horse plods forward and you pass through a painted stone archway. You gasp. Everything in the painted backdrop is now in front of you, and it has all suddenly become real, but different. The snow-capped mountains rise to black, jagged peaks that pierce the sky. The big stone castle huddles on a scary, dark hill. And the elves? They aren't picking flowers. They're... Turn to page 96. They're swinging axes. Your heart leaps into your throat. The elves move into the roadside now, and they're chopping down the horse-drawn carts ahead of you. One cart splinters into a million pieces before your horrified eyes. The elves continue on to the next cart. Their sharp blades slice right through it. Your horse keeps trotting up to the steep path. You're headed right for the wildly chopping elves. "Do something," Patty cries. Turn to page 23. You yank on the reins, but your horse plows ahead, pulling you forward, closer and closer to the chopping blades. Brad squinches down in the cart and buries his head in his lap. Patty jumps into the front seat with you. Together, you pull on the reins and scream, "Whoa, fellow, whoa!" But your horse trots onward. "It's no use," you cry. "We'd better jump." You stare over the side. You're riding along a narrow ridge, and there's a deep drop that makes your blood run cold. If you jump, you'll plunge to your death. Then you glance up ahead and spot a safer place to leap. Great. You're about to show it to your friends when Brad cries out, "Look at the elves. They chop at set times. If we can get the horse to move faster, we can miss the axes." "That's dumb. We should jump," argues Patty. "What do you think you should do?" If you decide you want to jump out, choose option 1. If you want to urge the horse to gallop faster, choose option 2. Wow. Okay. Everybody decided that we want to try and just make the horse run faster. We're going to page 119. You take charge of the reins and urge the horse on. Giddy up, boy, you and Patty shout, but your horse won't move any faster. You shoot a glance up ahead. The elves are now chopping, and a shiny blade is now right over your head. No, you scream, no, let me out of here. You feel a sharp pain, and you realize you've just had the shortest haircut of your life. Unfortunately, they took a little too much off the top. The end. Oh, okay. What was that? I think that was 3 endings, you guys. Right? We got 3 endings? Okay. For real, though, I need like a we hit the ending sound effect. So, I need help deciding what that sound effect should be and implementing it. So, give me some input, you guys. We're gonna go back. I guess we are going to try and jump out instead of making the horses gallop. We're going to 103. We've got to jump, you tell Patty and Brad. It's our only chance. Okay, Brad agrees as your cart inches up to the chopping elves. Come on, you cry. Now. But Brad is too paralyzed with fear to move. You and Patty grab him and haul him towards the side of the cart. Your cart has reached the elves. One of them smirks as he lifts his axe. It's right above your neck. You picture your head tumbling down the side of the mountain. With a loud cry, all 3 of you jump. You land with a thud on a rocky ledge. It breaks your fall. But the rock is too weak to hold all of you. You scream again as the edge tears loose and the world drops from under your feet. You tumble over and over down the side of the mountain. Go to page 109. You squeeze your eyes shut and wait for the crash. Finally, you land. You glance up. You're at the foot of the log flume ride. You, Patty, and Brad have lots of cuts and bruises, but you're okay. Terrific, you think, until you spot the army of elves with their axes. They're rushing down the mountain towards you. The only escape is to enter the flume ride, so you dash inside. The log flume reminds you of a western logging camp, complete with log cabins, trees, trucks, and a sparkling blue lake. In the distance, you can hear a buzz of chainsaws, and down by the lake, giant cranes pick up logs and plop them into the water. Some of the logs are hollowed out in the middle, with seats for passengers. As you watch, the current catches one. It glides to the edge of a waterfall, plunges over, and shoots down. As you glance around, you spot an exit sign. Then, to your horror, you see a giant crane swinging your way. Duck, you scream. Will you make it to the exit? Is this your lucky day? If you're reading this book on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday, go to page 114. If it's a Tuesday, Thursday, or Sunday, go to page 71. So we're going to try 114 and see what happens. This is your lucky day. You duck as the crane swings over your head. Run, you shout to your friends. You glance at your watch. 11:55. If you're really lucky, you can still make it out of the carnival by midnight. You can see the exit up ahead. As you charge through the gate, you feel really hopeful until you run into Big Al. He blocks the exit with his huge body. His massive hands are planted on his hips. No one escapes from the Carnival of Horrors, he roars. You've got to find a way out. Now. To your right is the entrance to the Halloween Express. You could try that. Or maybe you should run down a different path. There's got to be more exits around here somewhere. Choose fast. If you want to run down a different path, choose option 1. If you want to try the Halloween Express, choose option 2. 18 seconds left, you guys. Okay, option 2. We're going for the Halloween Express. Got a lot of bookmarks going, you guys. We've had, what, 3 endings so far, I think? Trying to remember to keep track. Okay, we're going to 108. We've got to get out of here. It's almost midnight, you say, as you run towards the Halloween Express ride. Hey, maybe we should try one of these cars, Brad says, pointing to the red and orange cars that run on a track. The 3 of you crowd into a little car that's really meant for 2. You jam your foot on the gas pedal, and you're flying. All right, Brad cheers. We're on our way home. Hey, I wonder why they call this the Halloween Express, he asks. You turn your wheel sharply to the left, and then you know why. Speed over to page 54. Your Halloween Express car pulls up in front of a cottage, and the cottage door opens with a creak. You all jerk your heads up to peer at the door. You see a skeleton wearing an evil smile, and he lunges right for you. Trick or treat, he screams. Then he stretches out his bony hands to snatch you. You pound on the gas pedal, and the car shoots forward, out of the skeleton's grasp. Your heart begins to race as the car speeds out of control. You tear through an eerie forest and speed past more cottages, but you still don't see a way out. And then it comes into view, a service exit. All you have to do is stop the car, jump out, and scramble through the fence. You'll be free. You check your watch. 5 minutes to midnight. Oh no, Patty screams. Quick, turn left. Don't stop. Turn left and go to page 83. I feel like it was 5 minutes to midnight the last time we checked our watch, so skeptical about this. You squint hard at the road ahead of you, and you see why Patty wants you to turn. There they are, the people in the old-fashioned clothes, only they don't look the same. Some have green flesh, some are deathly white. Their rotting skin hangs from their bones, and they're all reaching out for you. Turn, turn, Patty yells. You spin the wheel sharply to the left to avoid them, but you can't dodge the ghostly creature that's rising above you. He's 10 feet tall, with arms so long that they scrape the ground. His mouth gapes open to reveal hundreds of blackened, rotted teeth. He swoops down at you. You turn the wheel hard to the right. Too hard. It comes off in your hands. Jump, you cry. Jump and run. Run! The 3 of you leap out of the moving car. But are you fast enough? That depends on how good your reflexes are. Try this test to find out. Throw a ball in the air and try to clap 3 times before you catch it. If you can do it, turn to page 73. If you couldn't do it, turn to page 127. Okay, everybody grab something and try it out. We're starting the poll. You got 30 seconds. Throw something in the air, see if you can clap 3 times before it falls. Before you catch it, you gotta catch it. Ready? Do I have a ball? I have a ball. I've got makeup remover. Okay. Oh, I can do it. Can you guys do it? Choose option 1 if you did it. Choose option 2 if you couldn't do it. Yay, everybody did it. Looks like everybody did it. Great job, everybody. We're going to page 73. Your reflexes are great. You jumped out fast enough and escaped the ghost. That ghost. But you didn't see the other one behind the car, waiting for you. Your heart hammers away in your chest as it circles you, around and around and around. It's all right, you tell yourself over and over. It's not real. This is just a ride in an amusement park. You're still telling yourself that as the ghost plucks you off your feet. His black lips part. He opens his mouth wider and wider until it's as wide as the entrance to a cave. Then he stuffs you inside. Instantly, you feel lightheaded, then light all over. You peek down at your hands. You can see straight through them. You've been turned into a ghost. As your senses fade, you hear a distant bell chime 12 times. Too bad. The Carnival of Horrors will be one of your favorite haunts forever. The end. We're gonna go 4 endings. And I'm not typing. I'm trying to type. N-D-I-N-G-S. It's hard, one-handed, when my computer is up on a platform. Whoa. 4. Thank you, Sean. Okay, we're going back. What happens if our reflexes were not good enough? On page 127. You're not fast enough to get away from the ghost. You're running now, but the ghost swoops down in front of you. You plow into him, and you pass right through him. The carnival people are swarming after you. They don't want you to leave the carnival. Hurry. Tell your friends. Only 3 minutes to midnight. You dash off in one direction, then another. The carnival people are approaching from every which way. They carry torches with flames that leap high into the air. You steal a glance at your watch. 11:58. We can't let them catch us, you scream. Let's hide. But where can you hide? Up ahead, you see a gigantic cannon. All 3 of you could easily fit in there. You also spot a baby ride, the baby choo-choo train. Maybe you could squeeze into that. Quick, pick one and hope for the best. Choose option 1 to go for the cannon, or choose option 2 for the baby choo-choo train. I feel like we're about to be toast, you guys. 2 minutes is not a lot of time. "20 seconds left to choose option 1 for the cannon or option 2 for the choo-choo train. Come on, ride the train." That's a good call. I didn't even think of that. I would go for the train too. Okay, everybody wants to ride the choo-choo train on page 128. Oh, it's the next one. You squeeze into the choo-choo and scrunch down. 11:59. Lights from the carnival's people's torches sweep over you. Their foul smell fills your lungs. The blood pounds in your temples. You're sure they're going to find you. But you're trapped now. There's no way out. You hear someone shout in the distance. "Closing time!" And then you hear a bell start to chime. Midnight. 1, 2, 3. Brad counts the chimes. You want to strangle him. 4, 5. Suddenly the kiddie train starts to move. 6, 7, 8. You sit up, and what you see is the biggest shock of this whole horrible night. Turn to page 70. 9, 10. Brad, shut up. Look at this. You point to the letters on the front of the train car. You've been staring at them the entire time. Why didn't you notice them before? What about the letters? Patty says sharply. 11. Don't you see what they say? You shoot back. Right Way Railroad, Patty reads. So what? The chants of the merry-go-round people echo in your head. There's only one right way. There's only one right way. Could it be? 12. Now what? Turn to page 52. Just as the clock strikes 12, the train enters a tunnel. You hold your breath, wondering what you'll see when you reach the other end. Chug, chug, chug. The choo-choo slowly pulls out of the tunnel, and you're surrounded by carnival workers everywhere. Chug to page 24. Carnival workers. The carnival workers who set up the same rinky-dink carnival you go to every summer. You can't believe your eyes. You must be seeing things. Patty tries to say something smart, but the only thing she manages is, huh? Hey kids, a worker yells at you. Get away from that ride. The carnival doesn't start till tomorrow night. You gaze around and wonder at the faded games, the baby rides, the tacky food stands. For the first time in your life, it all looks great. We'll be there, you shout as you head for your bikes. This is the greatest carnival I've ever seen. The end. So that was a good one, I guess. We got 5 endings. Hooray! Success! Congratulations, everyone. We did not die. Okay. I got so many tabs. I don't know which one to choose. Okay, I think our last option is to go back to the cannon instead of the choo-choo train. Oh, I like those dinosaur emojis. Those are pretty great. We're going to the cannon, page 130. You and your friends squeeze into the cannon. Ouch, you're sitting on my hand, Brad whines. But you don't have time to apologize. Do you smell something burning? You ask. Boom! There's a tremendous explosion. You fly through space. You're headed for a fence that encloses the carnival and the field beyond. Will you make it out of the park? Go to page 101. You make it! You make it out of the park! You also make it out of the state. In fact, the last time anyone saw you, Patty, and Brad, you were on a tiny blip on NASA's radar screen. Congratulations, you escaped from the Carnival of Horrors. Happy landings. The end. Ooh, that was a fast one. What did I say? We just did 5, 6 endings. Okay, so go back. Oh, as I rip the pages out of the book. Oh my gosh. These are vintage, man. Okay, so we're going back to Big Al blocking the exit. We chose the Halloween Express, but this time we're going to go to page 5 and look for a different path to run down. Come on, run, you yell to Patty and Brad as you spin around. There's got to be another way out. Big Al blows a whistle. Its shrill blast hurts your ears. He blows it again, and suddenly dozens and dozens of carnival people appear out of nowhere. But they don't look the way they did before. Some have green flesh, some are deathly white. Their rotting skin hangs from their bones. Above their sunken cheekbones, their eyes glow an eerie yellow. You watch in horror as more and more of them appear. What should you do? Your legs won't budge. You can't think clearly. You're terrified. You stand there, frozen, in a trance. But Brad breaks the spell when he screams out, "They're ghosts!" That's why they're wearing the old-fashioned clothes. They're dead. Watch out. Over there, Patty yells. That ghost is coming right at us. Run. Run to page 127. It's a loop. It took us back to the choice between hiding in the cannon. We're not fast enough to run away from the ghosts, but we can go to the cannon or the choo-choo. So we've got our first time loop. 1, time loop. Ba-da-da-bum. Okay, next step back is pretending that we're reading this book on a Tuesday, Thursday, or Sunday and going to page 71 instead. When we're looking at the log flume ride. Sorry, it's not your lucky day. As you dash towards the sign, the giant crane scoops up the three of you and drops you off into a hollowed out log. You barely have time to sit up straight before the craft reaches the waterfall. As you hold your breath, as the log teeters on the fall's edge, as it plunges over, you scream. A hard spray smacks you in the face and drenches your clothing as you race down the long slide. At the bottom, the log hits a pool of water and sinks. You're still holding your breath as you wait to bob to the surface again. But it never happens. You keep going down. Your last thought is that you're going to set a world's record for holding your breath underwater. You better set a world's record for closing the book and starting over again. Maybe next time you'll dive in and have better luck. The end. That was 7 endings. I think we're on the fast track to all the endings because we chose all the right choices. Okay, so now we're back to the choice between the Halloween Express and the Mountain King. But we ended up on the Halloween Express going the other way too. So that is just another time loop. So we're not gonna do it. Oh. That's 2 time loops. Okay, what now? All I can think about when I look at that like log ride section is another Goosebumps book about a theme park called One Day at Horrorland, which is like sorry, I got distracted by the chat. Yes, there is a page 69. I'll make a big deal out of it if we hit it, or when we hit it for you guys. But yeah, on One Day in Horrorland, one of the rides is like you get put into a coffin that goes down a river. So that's all I can think about when I read this one. So we're continuing back to the creature where we decided if he was a robot or if he was a real creature. And we decided he was a real creature. So we're going to go back and say, no, this guy's a robot. We're going to page 81. You're lying, you yell. You are a robot. You quickly reach up with both hands and tug at his head. His sharp jaws slash at you. But you're fast. You hold on and firmly and pull. Oh no, he really is a monster. And he's not happy. You know you're dead meat, but you have to try one more time, just to make sure. You give his head one more tug. He laughs, and then he gives your head a tug. Sorry, you were doing so well. But now you've gone and lost your head. The only way you'll be able to face the challenge of the Carnival of Horrors now is to close the book and begin another day. At least then, you'll have a head start. The end. 8 endings. Yeah, we did real good in that first run through, you guys, of like not dying for a very long time. So I'm impressed. Okay, so we're going back to prior to entering the House of Horrors. We had the option to try the boat trip to nowhere before that. So we're going to go ahead and give that guy a shot on page 88. You head towards the boat trip to nowhere. At the dock, you spot a stubby guy with long arms slouching against one of the mooring posts. In the strange light of the swamp, his skin shines with an oily green glow, and his ears and nose are as craggy as tree bark. Step right up, he calls in a gravelly voice. He pulls one of those motorboats over. It's red and with a silver racing stripe. You can do 15 knots in these babies, he says, but stay away from the tree stumps. You watch the little man's sharp green fingernails tearing the mooring rope apart. As soon as the boat is free, you jump in, step on the gas, and roar away from the dock. The wind blows hard against your face. You're flying over the water. This is totally cool. You head for a channel that you see up ahead. Too bad you didn't notice the sign that reads, "To Booger Bog." Enter the bog on page 32. Your boat glides through the channel at high speed to Booger Bog. Water sprays up into your face, but soon you have to slow down. Trees have suddenly sprung up all around you. They're completely surrounded now by their towering trunks. In the dark light, their limbs take on the shape of gnarled arms with blackened, bony fingers at the ends. You stare hard at the tree trunks. Could it be? Are they reaching out for you? You slowly weave the boat through the twisted trunks and branches. They've grown so thick here that you can barely pilot your boat through them. The trees rustle as if they're whispering to each other. Their limbs begin to sway. As you glide carefully through the water, the leaves slap against your face. Slap, slap, slap. Your heart starts hammering away in your chest. This is really scary. Just how far is nowhere? You begin to wonder. Something swipes at your hair. What was that? Turn to page 105. It's a tree branch grabbing at you, tugging at your hair. You can't break free. Its gnarly stubs dig in deeper as you struggle. Suddenly, you feel something wrap itself around your arms, and then your legs, closing in tighter, tighter. You gaze down and see them, black, knobby tree limbs twisting around you, strangling you. You drop hold of the steering wheel and begin to claw at the branches, ripping them away. And then you peer up and see a terrifying sight. It's a huge tree, and you're headed straight for it. You grasp the steering wheel to regain control of the boat. The tree is just inches away. Are you going to crash? Turn to page 90. No! At the last minute, you wrench the steering wheel hard to the left. The side of your boat clears the tree with a sickening scrape. You breathe a sigh of relief, but it ends in a groan. A huge, sharp root below the water has just ripped into the bottom of your boat. You hear a tearing sound, then gurgling as the cockpit starts to fill with water. Now what? You mutter. Then through the mist, you spot another boat, but it's some distance away. Hey, over here, you cry out. Did they hear you? You cry out again. Then you glance behind you. More than half your boat is underwater, and you're going down fast. What should you do? Keep yelling for help? Or try to swim for safety? Make the choice. Quick. If you decide you want to wait in your boat to be rescued, choose option 1. If you want to decide to swim for it, choose option 2. No. I don't know what's happening. There we go. I mean, a captain should go down with this ship, right? Two seconds left. Okay, everybody decided to go for option 2. We're gonna swim for it. We are abandoning this ship. On page 56. You leap out of the boat. The putrid brown water splashes into your mouth. Gross. You swim a few strokes and suddenly you find your knees scraping at the bottom of the bog. The water here is less than a foot deep. Unbelievable. You were practically inches away from safety the entire time. Slogging through the brown foam, you wade to shore. Your clothes are dripping wet and smell like a sewer. Well, look at the bright side, you remind yourself. At least you didn't go down with your boat, which is funny because I said that. But your troubles aren't over yet. You're standing in a dank, eerie forest that surrounds the lake. Creepy screeches echo through the night mist, and you're totally lost. The wind starts to blow. Shivering, you wrap your arms around your shoulders and wonder where your friends are and what they're doing. Then, pow! Something black and furry swoops down at you. You duck your head, but it comes at you again and again. A huge bat. Turn to page 37. You cover your head with your hands and try to run into a thick grove of trees, but the bat circles in front of you and dives again. Stop it! Stop it, you scream. As you turn and race towards some low bushes, you remember the stories, the horrible stories about bats making nests in people's hair, and the only way to get them out was to shave your head. These stories weren't true, were they? You spot a big stick in the wet dirt and scoop it up. The bat swoops down at you once more, and thwap, you hit it. The bat falls to the ground, and you see that it's on a wire. It's a mechanical bat. All part of the ride, you think. You think about the boat ride. Boy, they really make things seem real at this carnival, you think. You feel much better when you gaze up ahead. There's a clearing. But when you see what's there, you scream. Turn to page 93. What a sight. You can hardly believe your eyes. You scream again. It's Patty and Brad. Hey guys, wait up, you yell. Quick, hurry to page 26 and you can go on the space coaster with them. Hey, wait up, you yell to Brad and Patty as you sprint through the space coaster gate. They both ignore you and charge straight ahead. You follow them into a narrow tunnel that leads you to the boarding area. You gaze down at the floor, black rubber. It makes you walk with a strange bounce. Every few feet, there's a round porthole window. When you glance out one, you see astronauts planting flags on the moon. You peer out another. Now they're seated in their capsule. This is amazing, you think. The figures look real. Totally real. After a long climb, you, Patty, and Brad finally arrive at the loading area. A sleek, bullet-shaped capsule whooshes up and stops right beside you. It has 3 sections. Brad climbs defiantly into the last section. You leap into the front. Patty's left with the middle section. And suddenly, you're trapped. Go on to page 58. Feel like that was like a real weird transition that we were just like, oh no, suddenly we're not in that, and we're not going to reference the fact that we're covered in disgusting mud for the rest of the book. It's fine. Steel bars plunge down from above and drop across your lap and chest, pinning you in place. You can't move at all. Even your head is held by super strong headphones that clamp over your ears. A voice comes through them announcing, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! You hear a huge bang. Smoke and fireworks fill the air as your car starts up the big hill. Your head presses against the back of the seat as you climb higher and higher. That first hill is endless, but the view is awesome. From the top, you can see the midway, the haunted house, and a shadowy swamp. You can't believe how big this carnival is. Neat, Patty yells. There's, whenever she was going to say turns into a wild scream as the rocket plunges down the other side of the hill. The wind whips at your face. You're pressed back so hard you feel like a pancake. Everything passes in a fantastic blur. As your car shoots up to the top of the next hill, you're laughing and screaming at the same time. This is great, you think. But then you made a big mistake. Turn to page 39. You close your eyes. When you open them, your car lunges forward with a burst of speed, and you loop the loop. Your mouth drops open to scream, but no sound comes out. Now your car starts to plunge downward like an elevator out of control. Your heart pounds in your chest. This is the fastest and best roller coaster you've ever been on. As you near the bottom, you slow down. You begin to catch your breath, and then you see what's up ahead. A huge black hole. A tunnel. As you shoot towards the open mouth of the tunnel, you begin to scream again. The door of the tunnel is about to close. Snap! The door comes crashing down behind your car. You breathe out a long sigh, but yet now you're in a tunnel so dark you can't see a thing. Scary, but not nearly as scary as what happens next. Turn to page 94 to find out. The ride stops. Dead. You're sitting in the dark. Nothing is moving. Patty? Brad, you call? Silence. Why don't they answer? They have to be there. You try to twist around, but you're locked in your harness and clamped in your headset. Blinking in the dim light, your eyes dart to the left, and then the right. You spot dozens of empty space rockets lining the walls. They seem to come in sections, to make longer and shorter space rockets. Your mind starts working feverishly. Did your section detach from Patty and Brad's section? Suddenly, the silence is shattered. Your seat lock grinds open and you're released from your harness. You quickly spin around. Patty's and Brad's cars have disappeared. If this is all part of the ride, maybe you should hop out. But if the ride is broken, maybe you should wait for help. Choose option 1 if you want to wait for help to come, or choose option 2 if you want to hop out of the car. Seconds left. Choose option 1 if you wait for help to come, or choose option 2 to hop out of the car. Okay, so we chose option 2. We're going to hop out of the car. Get my flags in place here. Page 111. Your pulse pounds in your ears as you carefully lift yourself out of the car. The tunnel is dark and musty and really creepy. Anything could be lurking in the shadows. This must be part of the ride, you reason. And the more you think about it, the more convinced you are. You're scared. But you have to admit, this is pretty cool. In the distance, you spot several red lights that seem to lead to other dimly lit tunnels. You cautiously head towards one of them. Overhead, something dark and slimy drips, splattering on the top of your head, stinging your forehead. As you desperately try to wipe the burning slime away, something grabs you by the knees. Ah! You look down. A pair of red-rimmed eyes meets yours. It's a dwarf with scraggly red hair and a toothless smile. Want me to lead you out of here, kid? He asks. You're about to follow the dwarf, but then you stop. Is he part of the ride? He looks really evil. What do? Choose option 1 to follow the dwarf, or choose option 2 if you don't want to follow the dwarf. Okay. We got option 2. Ooh, we're not following this guy. I don't trust him. He's got creepy red rimmed eyes. Page 33. You glance once more at the dwarf. He lets out an evil cackle. That's it. There's no way you can trust him. Besides, you can hear music up ahead. You're sure you must be near an exit. No thanks. I don't need any help, you mumble. He shrugs. Oh, yes, you do, he says. But then he sprints off. You walk in the direction of the music, but after 5 minutes, you realize that you're not getting anywhere. Maybe you should have followed that dwarf. You start to think about Patty and Brad. Are they okay, you wonder? Just when you think you'll be wandering these tunnels for the rest of your life, the passageway ends, and you're facing 2 doors, one red and one blue. Which one should you try? You might as well flip a coin. Get a coin, flip it, and check whether it comes up heads or tails. Who's got the coin? Somebody can do it. Who's doing it? Jeremy's flipping a coin. Okay, let's go. Flip the coin. What do we got? If it's heads, we'll take the blue door. If it's tails, we'll take the red door. Heads. We're going blue. Page 57. You open the blue door and peer through. You're staring down a long, dark passageway. At least you think it's long. It's difficult to tell. It's pitch black. You don't know what to do. Maybe I should have picked the other door, you say to yourself. I'm getting out of here. The blue door has locked behind you. Now you're sure you made the wrong choice. But there's nowhere to go but forward. Your knees begin to tremble as you inch your way down the dark hallway. The passage ends in a bright burst of light. And in front of you, a tall purple mountain rises hundreds of feet into the air. You breathe out a long sigh of relief. You're out of the dark. You study the mountain. It looks so real. But cut into its side, you spot a doorway. Above it is a brightly painted sign that reads, Doom Slide. Will you be the one to slide forever? Turn to page 135. You open the door and climb up a steep ramp that curves around and around. It's cold and dark inside. Halfway up the ramp, you stop. There's another sign. Warning, you may be the one to slide to your doom. You continue up the ramp. You finally make it to the top and find yourself standing on a wide, dimly lit platform. A row of long, curving slides stretches out before you. The slides are numbered from 1 to 10. You think hard. The Doom Slide. You know you've heard about it before, but where? Where was it? And then you remember. It was in a Goosebumps book that you read one day at Horrorland, which I already mentioned. Now you know you're in big trouble because you remember all about the Doom Slide from the book. You remember that if you pick the wrong slide, you'll spend the rest of your life sliding and sliding forever. Which number is the Doom Slide? Which one? If you remember which number slide is the Doom Slide, or if you have the book and can look it up, choose a slide that is not the Doom Slide. If you can't remember, you'll have to leave it to luck. Pick a number between 1 and 10. So, we're going to have 3 options here. If you pick slide 1, 4, or 5, that's going to be option 1. Option 2 will be 2, 7, or 9. Or option 3 will be 3, 6, 8, or 10. So if anybody has read the book, maybe you remember. If not, I'll just keep saying these over and over for the poll. Pick option 1 for slide 1, 4, or 5. Pick option 2 for slide 2, 7, or 9. And pick option 3 for slide 3, 6, 8, or 10. Option 1 is slides 1, 4, and 5. Option 2 is slides 2, 7, and 9. And option 3 is slides 3, 6, 8, and 10. 22 seconds left. This is very complicated. Does anyone know? Does anyone have the book? It's been so long since I read that book. I have not a clue what the right answer is here. But you can pick option 1 for 145, option 2 for 279, or option 3 for 3, 6, 8, or 10. Okay, we got 5 votes, and we're going with option 2 on page 95. Okay. Is it going to make us pick which one we got when we get there? Nope. Okay. You sit down on the slide and push off. The world tilts as you plunge down, 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 down. You're scared, but you can't help feeling that this is kind of cool. Sliding and swirling in the darkness. Until you hear the screams, the eerie screams that follow you as you twist and turn. Your heart starts pounding wildly. Oh no! You must have picked the doom slide. You're going to slide forever. And then, bump. The chute opens up, and you hit the ground hard. You tumble over and over and finally stop. You lie on the ground, panting. You're outside. You scramble to your feet and gaze around. You hear laughter. It seems to be coming from the bright pink building a few feet in front of you. You walk over to its big pink door and press your ear against it. Yes, the laughter is definitely coming from inside. To find out what's so funny, turn to page 117. So Ollie has the book. Have you read the book yet, first of all? And if so, do you remember about the doom slide? You open the door and enter the room bursting with people who seem to be waiting for you. You think that's weird until you study them, and you realize something even stranger. They're all dressed up in old-fashioned costumes. Welcome to the Carnival of Horrors. Okay, we've hit a time loop, you guys. We're now at the point where we meet all of the ghost people before we realize they're ghost people. And we run away because they tell us there's only one way out. One right way. Okay, so how many... Is that 4? I need like a notebook, you guys, to keep track of all this. Where's my little crown at, man? Someone help. I know I have 8 endings and 2 time loops. Is that it? Yes. Okay, so that's 3 time loops. Woo! Okay, so I guess we're going to choose a different slide choice. So let's try the first option for slides 1, 4, or 5 and pick one of those guys on 121. You grab the sides of the slide and lower yourself down. The second you sit, the slide's floor tilts up beneath you and propels you forward. You shriek. You raise your arms and scream louder. You slide faster and faster in total darkness. Darkness so black you can't even see your own feet in front of you. I just want to say that I feel like total darkness and blackness is just like the theme in this. I feel like every option we go through, we're just like suddenly in pitch blackness and that's it. Your eyes dart frantically from side to side. Faces suddenly appear in the darkness in bright flashes of light. Faces of hideous monsters with deformed heads and oozing flesh. But you're moving too fast to focus on them. You slide and slide until the faces stop flashing and you're covered in a thick, heavy blackness again. You scream as you round a sharp curve. Your head is spinning. You pick up speed. When will it end? And then you hear the screams. Chilling screams that echo through the darkness. Oh no, you must have picked the doom slide. Zoom to page 63. Everyone can't be the doom slide. Bump. A chute opens up. You land head first on soft grass. You blink several times. A long sigh escapes from your lips. It wasn't the doom slide after all. As you climb to your feet, you hear someone call your name. You glance up and shout for joy. It's Brad. And Patty's there too. You tell them about your scary ride on the slide and how you thought you'd slide forever. Cool, Patty exclaims. Let's all ride it this time. No, you tell her. This carnival is too weird and dangerous. Something's not right. We have to get out of here now. Brad, yeah, Brad agrees. The faster, the better. I have an idea, Petty announces. You and Brad hurtle around her. I spotted a back way out of here, but it's a little risky. We have to squeeze through a barbed wire fence, and it's guarded by the carnival's security forces. But we should try. Are you going to listen to Patty? Choose option 1 to follow Patty, or choose option 2 to not take the back way out. Seconds left. Choose option 1 to follow Patty, or choose option 2 to not take the barbed wire fence guarded back entrance out. Okay, it was a tie. Let's see. Somebody said... What did somebody say? Patty knows the back ways, is what we said. So I guess we're going to trust Patty. Turn to page 48. Come on, Patty cries out. Come on. Then, without another word, she races off. You and Brad dash after her. I hope Patty knows what she's doing, you think, as you try to catch up. Because right now, it doesn't look that way. Patty leads you through a maze of underground passageways. Then, just as you're about to yell, "Stop!" and she does. And you find yourself standing outside in front of a barbed wire fence. Up ahead, you spot an opening. Let's go in, Patty says. The three of you creep through the fence and trudge through some tall, wet grass. You gaze around, but it's too dark to see. But you can hear perfectly, and that sound that reaches your ears makes your skin crawl. Slithering. You definitely hear slithering. And hissing. You want to leave. You spin around, but you can't find the opening in the fence. You do see something else. A sign. Hurry to page 60. Come on, thumbs. There's a sign, you call out to Patty and Brad. Let's see what it says. The three of you race through the wet grass. Your socks are drenched, and your sneakers squeak as you run. But that's not the sound that's sending chills down your spine. It's the hissing. It's growing louder. I'm not sure I want to read that sign, you call out to Patty and Brad. I know what you mean, Patty shouts back. I have a feeling we're not going to like what it says. And you don't. You've reached the sign, and it reads aloud, Reptile Petting Zoo. Who ever heard of a reptile petting zoo? What kind of carnival is this anyway? This carnival is evil, Brad stammers. You're about to agree when you notice some grass in front of you is swaying. Something is slithering through it. Something big. And then it comes into view. Snake, Brad cries. You know you have to run, but which way? Choose option 1 to run to the left, or choose option 2 to run to the right. "31 seconds left. Choose option 1 to run to the left, or choose option 2 to run to the right." Is it always right? I don't know. I wasn't keeping track in my brain. Okay, it was a tie again. But Martha says it's always right in this book. So we're going to go the way that she thinks. We're going to run to the right on page 12. If I can find it. You run to the right. Follow me, you cry out to Patty and Brad. You run faster than you've ever run in your life. Your sides ache, but you keep on going. When your chest feels as if it's about to burst, you finally stop. You hear a crash behind you, and then at both sides of you, and then in front of you, trapping you. Welcome to the Reptiles Petting Zoo, a deep voice echoes through the darkness. Reptiles Petting Zoo? You thought the sign said Reptile Petting Zoo. Our alligator has been so lonely, the deep voice continues, waiting and waiting for his new pets to arrive. And here you are, finally. The end. Oh, thank you so much, Martha, for getting us trapped in an alligator's petting zoo. So apparently it's not always right in this book. Let's go back and we'll go to the left instead. On page 125. This way, you wave to Patty and Brad. The three of you turn to the left and keep running. Straight into a pond. Why didn't you tell us to stop? Patty whines. Don't complain to me, you shout back. We followed you through the fence. You turn around and slog your way back to the shore. Patty and Brad make it there first. You are a few feet away when you see it. An alligator, with its mouth gaping open, revealing 2 rows of razor-sharp teeth. You freeze. Patty spots the alligator and yells, Quick! There's a log! Jump on it! You scramble up on the log, but it's no use. You're still an easy target. The alligator opens its huge mouth even wider. He slithers right up to the log, and you can tell he's ready to crunch down on you. Don't scream yet. Turn to page 43. You are about to scream. It seems like the only sensible thing to do. And then you remember the sign. Reptile Petting Zoo. You have an idea. It's a crazy idea, you know. But everything at this carnival is crazy. You can feel the alligator's hot breath on your arm. But instead of pulling your arm back, you stretch it out. What are you doing? Patty screams. Your fingers reach out over the alligator's open snout to the top of his head. And you pet him. Nice alligator, you purr as you stroke his scaly head. Your arm trembles, but you don't stop. And slowly, very slowly, the creature's mouth begins to shut. And then he rolls over and falls asleep. You slip quietly off the log, charge for the shore, and plow right into Big Al. Well, 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 look what we have here, Big Al sings out. Come with me. It's time for the final challenge. You have no choice. Follow Big Al to page 84. Big Al shoves you and your friends into a huge red tent. It seems to be set up for some kind of show. Red carpeted steps lead up to a platform, which sits under a golden arch. The arch twinkles with 1,000 colored lights that spell out, Final Challenge. Trumpets blast as people flood into the viewing area. As they march in, they clap their hands and yell, Final! Final! Big Al leads you up to the carpeted steps. You're standing on the platform now, in front of a shimmering curtain that hangs down from the arch. The crowd suddenly begins to chant, Sudden death! Sudden death! What do you think that means? Patty asks. You're going to find out on 123. The final challenge, Big Al announces, and the crowd goes wild. And then he turns to you and says, Remember, the fun games are over. Now you're playing for your life. You go first, Big Al says to you. You see Brad and Patty taken off to the side by a huge man in a black hood. 2 red-haired dwarves in clown costumes scurry up the steps. To your surprise, they fit you with new high-top sneakers. Sneakers with metal studs running up the backs. This is going to be some kind of race, you think. But then you change your mind when they snap a heavy metal helmet onto your head. The crowd's cheers grow louder. Big Al throws a switch. The curtain behind you parts. And whammo! The ball behind the curtain turns into a super magnet. You go zinging to the wall like a dart to a bullseye. Zing back to page 25. Seconds later, your head and the back of your feet slam into the wall. You're hanging upside down in the middle of a gigantic magnetic wheel. Are you ready for the final challenge? Big Al asks. Of course not, you say. Let me down. Well, we'll let you down, but not until you face the final challenge. One spin will decide your fate. If you win, you go. If you lose, you stay here forever. What will be your fate? Big Al approaches the wheel. Brad and Patty are holding on to each other. Your heart is pounding. Your hands are sweating. This is it. One spin. He gives the wheel with you on it a hard turn. Where will it stop? Guess. We're going to choose option 1 to go to page 44, choose option 2 to page 74, or choose option 3 for 124. Where do we think the wheel is going to stop, you guys? 15 seconds left. 1 is page 44, 2 is page 74, or 3 is page 124. Thank you. To vote, you have to do, it's too late for this one, but it's exclamation point VOTE and then the number you want to vote for. But I will count your vote as the tiebreaker, and we will go with option 2. We're going to guess that we stopped on page 74. Round and round you go. The world is a blur of colors. You can hear the crowd screaming, "Final, final," and the wheel stops. Ah, the crowd gasps. What does it mean? You win, Big Al says. Now come this way to collect your prize and go home. Turn to page 131. I feel like it was too easy. I feel like it's a trap, you guys. Sucker. You didn't really think you could get out this easily, did you? Check out the title of the book. Escape from the Carnival of Horrors. Horrors. You need to face a lot more horrors. And then maybe you'll escape. Quick, turn to page 116. Zap! Big Al throws a switch and the magnet shuts off. You come flying down to Earth, right where Brad and Patty are waiting. I played your dumb game. Now let us go, you tell Big Al. Big Al doesn't answer, but the crowd does. Sudden death, sudden death, sudden death. The crowd surges towards you. They are not friendly. They back you up against a wall. You're trapped by a mob. You reach into your pocket, hoping to find something that might help you, something to save you. If we want a can of Monster Blood, we go to page 97. If we don't have Monster Blood, we go to page 27. We have not encountered any Monster Blood yet. So we're going to 27. Who's carrying a Desert Eagle, man? That doesn't make any sense. These are just kids, for gosh sake. The crowd is closing in. Your pockets are empty. You have nothing to defend yourself with. So you run. You spot a crack in the wall next to the wheel. It's small. Too small for an adult to squeeze through. But you can probably make it. Follow me, you yell out to Patty and Brad as you squeeze through the opening. It leads to another backstage area. And then to the flap of another tent. You can hear the crowd behind you, trying to follow you through the crack. Come on, we can slip under this tent, you say. Oh, man. For once, no one argues with you. The three of you duck in and find yourself surrounded by another crowd. They're all seated in chairs, and they don't move. They just stare at you with glassy eyes. Turn to page 55. We can't hit them with monster blood because we don't have any monster blood yet. They're dummies. That's why they don't move. They've got to be here somewhere. You hear Big Al's voice boom outside the tent. Hey, this dummy looks just like the one in that Goosebumps book, Patty says. You mean Night of the Living Dummy? Brad asks. This is the second Goosebumps book reference in this one, so they're going over the top here. Great, you think. Your friends are chatting about books minutes before you're about to be attacked by a mob. Then you get an idea. Remember those magic words that brought the dummy to life in the book? You ask your friends, maybe we can bring this guy to life and maybe he'll help us. He was pretty tough. Your friends agree. It's worth a try. If you think the words are Karu, Mari, Odana Lama, Manolu, Karano, choose page 1. Option 1. If you think the words are Upa, Lupa, Dummy, Dupa, choose option 2. I also hate Slappy. This is a terrifying one. Do you remember, Ollie, what the words are for the dummy? We got 26 seconds left. Option 1, Karu Mario, Dana Lama, Monalu, Karano. Or option 2, Oopa Loopa, Dummy Doopa. Okay, what do we got? Maybe if I can get the music to stop. I can't. Everything is broken. Okay, we had more people choose option 1. We're going with that one. Page 69. What? Is there like a drinking game for that, you guys? Somebody's finishing their drinks over there on page 69. Dun. Karu, Mari, Odana, Lama, Mono, Karano. You say the magic words, and the dummy comes to life. He opens his mouth and speaks. Hey, you. Your face reminds me of a wart I once had removed. Come on, you plead. We're the ones who brought you back to life. Aren't you going to be nice to us? We need your help. I'm sorry, the dummy says. I'm sorry you're so ugly. Then he laughs at his own lame joke. You stare at him and his face grows serious. You brought me to life, he says slowly. But now you are my slaves. Forever. Until the end. Ah, you just opened this beer. You should have known better. Wait. This isn't the way it was supposed to end. Quick, you have one last chance. If the fortune teller told you a secret number, go to that page now. And that did not happen to us. So we don't have a second go here. So this was this ending 9, you guys? I don't remember. Where's my crown? Let me find it somewhere. Oh my gosh, there's so much chat for me to scroll through to try and find it. There was 3 time loops. Okay, this is ending 9. Just saying it's 9. I feel like we got a long one going today, you guys. So I feel like we're going till 11. We got so much stuff left in this book. And we didn't even do like the first other option, did we? I don't know. Are we in the second one? Yeah, because we didn't even try and go home. Like, who knows what's going to happen in this book. Okay, where do we go back to? I don't want to do that one because we did not win a can of Monster Blood. So we're not going to pretend we did because somewhere we'll find it. So many pages. Okay, so we're going back to when we came out of the slide and we found Brad and Patty, and Patty wanted to crawl through the barbed wire fence, and we decided to follow her, but we're going to decide not to take the back way out and go to page 86 instead. I don't know, you say. I don't think we should take any more risks, especially not in this crazy carnival. Don't you trust me? Patty demands. Her eyes flash angrily. You glance at Brad. He stares around at the ground. I just have a bad feeling about this, Patty. Okay? But Patty doesn't answer. She throws her shoulders back and stands up taller. And taller. And taller? You gasp. Patty's growing. She's nearly 10 feet tall. She reaches out a long arm and grabs you by the wrist. Her nails dig deep into your skin. You can't move. You scream as Patty continues to change. Her skin turns green and lumpy. Horns sprout out from her head, and her teeth grow into sharp fangs. You remember the horrible monsters on the walls of the slide? Patty has turned into one of them. Let me go, please, you plead. Too bad you didn't trust me, she growls. I can't have you ruining my plans. Her nails sink deeper into your flesh. Ha ha ha, she cackles. And then she wraps her slimy mouth around your arm and bites down hard. The end. Oh, 10 endings, you guys. Okay, I'm going to say, so it's 9-10, and we just hit 10 endings. So I'm going to say this is a good time to take a quick intermission. Oh, just in time. Jeff just got here. So we're going to do like a 5-minute break for you guys to go to the bathroom or get a drink or smoke or like whatever the heck it is you guys do. And then we'll come back in approximately 5 minutes. And I will play some sort of music that hopefully isn't copyrighted. But maybe is like relevant. Can I find something fast that my friends made that's relevant? I don't know. I don't know if I can. I played that one song so much already. I guess we'll play a different one. Okay, we're just gonna play this one instead. We can pretend that her being a worm is the same as her being an alligator creature. BRB. Stand by me, place your rested head. On my shoulders feeling heavy. Down west to Seattle with nobody but her. Getting made a brand new life out there on her own. A brand new set of slights and battles off right up into that center everybody. I took 2 extra minutes. Okay, how can I'm like struggling with my chair position today. I'm sorry, I can't find a comfortable spot. So, we are listening to the Lippies today, and I'm probably going to just like maybe highlight a different local band every week to one, have music to play in between everything, and so you guys can know all of the awesome people that I know that create really great music. So check out the Lippies and support them because they're real great and I love them a lot. And yeah, so hopefully everybody is back from their quick breaks and we are about to get restarted. Why is everything backwards? I don't understand. Stupid chair, you guys. Okay. So, our last place I think we can go back to is going to be when we met the dwarf. And the dwarf told us to follow him, and we did not trust the dwarf. We said, no, we are not going to follow you, because we flipped a coin and it came up heads. So we're going to go the tails route and take the red door. Oh, this wasn't even the dwarf. This is after we said no to the dwarf. And we had blue door or red door, and we chose the blue door. So we're going to do the red door this time on page 104. Okay. You push open the red door. Another tunnel lies beyond it. You follow the twists and turns, and you realize that you're sloshing through cold, muddy water. It grows deeper and chillier as you go. With a cold shudder, you decide to head back, until you hear a slurping noise behind you. Whirling around, you watch in horrible fascination as giant earthworms crawl out of the mud. Gross! No way you're heading back there. You clench your teeth and slog onward. Up ahead, you see a dim green light. Great! An exit. As you reach the end of the tunnel, you hear a low growl behind you. At first, you try to pretend it's your imagination, but there's no mistaking the sound of the thudding footsteps growing closer and closer, and now it's breathing down your neck. Go to page 61. You're too scared. Wow, watch me die here real quick. Sorry, guys. I was chowing down on a bunch of delicious almonds in the break, and apparently I got chunks still left that are going to choke me. So, woo. Okay. You're too scared to turn around and too scared not to. Risking a glance over your shoulder, you see a large, dark shape behind you. It's a big man. No? You squint hard. It's dark and hairy, with muddy leaves and green vines trailing from its body. It's some sort of swamp monster. You run as fast as you can. Your chest is on fire. The swamp monster is gaining on you. You know you should keep running, but your heart feels like it's about to explode. You have to stop. You turn and stare right into the swamp monster's bloody eyes. Neat costume, you say, hopefully. Good try, but the swamp monster isn't wearing a costume. He's real, and unfortunately is really the end. 11 endings. Wow, I can't type. I feel like nobody said anything since we came back, so I feel like nobody actually came back yet. So I guess just let me know you actually came back, you guys. Okay. We're gonna go find another place to start from. Let's double check my... Oh my gosh, oh no, I just lost the page. maybe not. Oh, I'm doing a terrible, terrible job. Everything is falling apart. Okay. So, trying to find the right spot to go back to. Okay, so we're going to go back to the Doom slide. And there was one more choice we didn't take on the Doom slide, which was page 68. So we are going to check that one first. You slowly lower yourself onto the slide. You start to stretch out your legs when the bottom tilts underneath you and throws you forward. You're sliding fast. The surface must be made of some kind of special material because you're zooming down at top speed. You hold your breath as you fly through the blackness. A bump sends you bouncing into the air. You scream and scream. When is it going to end? Oh no, could this be the Doom slide? You hear screams echo in the darkness. You twist around, but you don't see anyone. The ghostly screams grow louder. In front of you, next to you, behind you. Screaming and sliding, never stopping. You gasp for breath, and then you hear it. A voice cuts through the darkness. Through the screams, the voice cries, "Welcome to the rest of your life. Welcome to the Doom slide." The end. Woo! 12 endings. Oh, yes. 12 endings. Okay. Good thing we got that one out of the way. Okay. So our next one, I try and like put them like in order here, but I have done a bad job. So some of them I'm unsure of which order they should actually go in. So that's what I'm trying to figure out here. So my two here are following the dwarf or not, and then waiting for help to come or getting out of the space roller coaster. So I think we're going to do the dwarf first. So last time we decided not to trust the dwarf and not follow him. So we're going to follow him because he says we need help on page 99. Okay, get me out of here, you say to the dwarf. Did you help my friends too? The dwarf does not answer. He sprints off and you have to race to keep up with him. Through a confusing maze of twisting tunnels, you're sure glad you have a guide. The dwarf suddenly stops. That way, he says gruffly, pointing straight ahead. Before you can blink, he vanishes in a puff of smoke, and you're left standing in front of two doors, one red, one blue. The red one has a sign that reads, "Danger." The blue one has a sign that reads, "Big Danger." So I'm going to check and see if these are the same red and blue doors we encountered previously. So, yep, that's the same red door with the big earthworms. And 57 leads to the Doom slide. So, it looks like either way, we made the same choices, and we have hit our fourth time loop. Ooh. Door number 3, safety. Okay. So I guess we are going to go instead to... We've been on the roller coaster, and our car stopped, and we realized we feel like our friends may have disconnected from us, and we can wait for help, or we can hop out of the car. Last time we hopped out of the car, so we're just gonna sit here and hope somebody saves us. You decide to wait. Someone should be here soon, you think. But after waiting in the space shuttle for at least 15 minutes, you're not so sure. No one has shown up to rescue you. A chill runs down your back. You feel as if 1,000 pairs of eyes are watching you from the shadows. Now that you've you're accustomed to the darkness, you can see dozens of tracks leading in and out of the tunnel. And then you hear a rustling sound. You freeze. You listen hard. Could it be rats or something worse? You drop your knees and wrap your arms around them tightly. Then you hear a hissing sound, and you smell something odd. It's kind of a sweet smell, like heavy perfume. You hold your nose because the smell is starting to make you feel strange, dizzy, sick. Hold your breath and turn to page 20. It seems as if hours have passed, or maybe it's only minutes. You try to unclasp your hands, but they won't budge. It's as if your arms are glued around your knees. You try to move something, anything, but you can't blink an eyelid. Your body is paralyzed. You can't even scream. A door opens and 2 men dressed in overalls and wearing gas masks amble in. Finally, they're here to rescue you. Looks like the perfume worked, you hear one of them say. Yeah, and just in time. We needed a new dummy for the real-life space display, the other adds. They pick up your rigid body and carry you out. No wonder those astronauts in the silver tunnel look so real. Sorry, you can't scream. You can't escape. Next time, you promise yourself, you'll stick with the baby rides. But then you remember, there isn't going to be a next time. Because this is the end. 13 endings. Okay. We're working our way back, you guys. We're getting through there. So the next option is when we were... This one is like a way confusing going backwards, and I'm sorry for that. But this one is now when we were like in that swamp in our boat, and our boat got all messed up. And we could decide to wait to be rescued or swim for it, and we swam for it. So this time we're going to just wait to be rescued again, and hopefully it'll go better than last time. Help! Help! Over here, you scream, waving your arms wildly in the air. Hold on, a deep voice answers through the heavy mist. The boat turns and speeds towards you. As it nears, the voice calls out again. Jump! Jump over! Jump? Is he crazy? Can you really jump onto a moving boat? The boat is coming closer now. Closer, closer. You stand up. You bend your knees. You're about to jump. And the boat speeds right past you. But wait. It is circling back now in a nice slow approach. It glides up to you, and gigantic hands pull you onto the boat. You saved me, you cry. You gaze up and gasp in surprise. The man on the other boat isn't a man. It's a monster with a drooling snout and rows of jagged teeth. Save you? Save you, the monster repeats. His eyes light up red. Save you? Good idea, he says. I won't eat you now. I'll save you for a midnight snack. The end. Burp. So, the burp was like a pretty good effect. I enjoyed that. That was great for our 14th ending. And let's see. Okay, so we're back to the House of Horrors. House of Horrors. Oh, I feel like I missed one here. Oh, we're gonna go back to some weird spots. I am so sorry. So, one of the ones that I missed properly bookmarking, I got 2 of them here. The one is the one with the dummy, where we chose which saying was the correct one to bring him alive. And we're going to instead choose the Oopa Loopa Dummy Doopa on page 82 and see what happens there. Oopa Loopa Dummy Doopa, you say the magic words and wait for the dummy to spring to life. And you wait, and you wait. The dummy remains the same. But something strange is happening to you. What are those feathers sprouting out of your skin? And what's happening to your feet? Are those claws you see growing out of them? Is it possible that the magic words are turning you cluck into a cluck chicken? That's exactly what's happening. Get the pun? Exactly. Well, you laid an egg this time. Let's hope you won't be too chicken to open the book again and try once more to escape from the Carnival of Horrors. The end. Oh. Anything is better than Slappy? Is turning into a chicken better than Slappy? Really? Because he had some good jokes. I'm just saying. I liked the jokes. 15 endings. Ooh. I mean, he did not help us, but, you know. At least it's funny when we die, right? Okay, so there's that one, but I feel like this one needs to go first. Oh, man, I messed up a bunch of these. I am so sorry. No wonder it was so confusing, because I skipped a bunch of them. So, we're going to go back to where we were participating in the final challenge, and the wheel spins, and we had to guess which page we would be stopping on. So we chose page 74. So we're going to do another vote here. So next, do you guys want to try stopping on page 44 or stopping on page 124? So we will choose option 1 to stop on page 44, or choose option 2 to stop on page 144. And I'll have it up in 1 second. Go. Okay. Option 1 to stop on page 44, and option 2 is page 124. And I gotta get the Jeopardy back. But I was not prepared for this. So sorry, friends. There it is. 25 seconds left. Choose option 1 for page 44. Choose option 2 for page 124. Oh gosh, why? Why does this keep happening? I've ruined everything. I'm so bad at this. Thanks for watching with me, even though I'm terrible at all of these things. So, we chose option 2. We're going to try 124 instead. See what happens. Maybe it's a time loop. Final, final, final. You hear the crowd yelling as you spin round and round. You're getting dizzy, really dizzy. So dizzy that you faint. Your eyes flutter open on page 112. Yow! Someone splashes cold water in your face. Your eyes open. Come on, wake up. It's almost showtime, a raspy voice says. Showtime, you say, gazing into the eyes of a dwarf? What show? The freak show. You are the amazing Siamese triplets. You glance around and see Patty on one side of you and Brad on the other. You try to pull away from them, but you can't. We're stuck together with some kind of glue, Patty says. It isn't glue, Brad argues. Is too. Is not. Well, whatever it is, you're stuck. Stuck between your arguing friends for a long, long time. Like forever. And here's something you can't argue about. This really is the end. Ooh. 16? 16 endings? Oh, I didn't type right. Oh, there's the page I ripped. Oh, poor page. Okay. I guess we'll go back and choose the other one, page 44. Let's see what happens if we stop there instead. You're spinning round and round. Everything is a blur. You can't see, but you hear the crowd chanting, "Final, final, final." And then the wheel stops. A huge gasp escapes from the audience. Did you win or lose? Neither. You stopped on spin again. Go back to page 25 and spin again. Okay, so that's a time loop. Is that 5 time loops? Is it? Or is it 4? I don't know. I can't keep track of this stuff. Yes, it's 5. Okay. 5 time loops. What a cop-out. There's no cops. We don't welcome them here. Okay, let's check on our things. So we've got the House of Horrors bridge. We've got joining Patty and Brad on the Space Coaster, or going to the House of Horrors alone. Or we've got going home instead of going into the park. Going on the rides or going to the Midway. Those are newer ones. So we are at... We did both the cannon and the choo-choo. Okay, so can of monster blood. We don't have that. Hopefully we'll find that. Okay, so we're going back to, we decided to go to the House of Horrors by ourselves. And then we're falling off the bridge, and we decided to all try and flap our arms to fly, which was surprisingly effective. But this time we're going to try and grab the side of the bridge and see what happens on 46. You're falling. Everything passes as if you're dropping in slow motion. Is this the end? Yes, it is. Well, that was quick. Okay, so we got 17 endings. Woo. Guess we won't do that one. Yeah, we haven't seen the fortune teller or the monster blood yet, so there's definitely some... Man, when we do monster blood, that's going to be another reference to another Goosebumps book. Okay. So... Okay, so we're going back to... Rather than going to the House of Horrors alone, we're going to join Patty and Brad on the Space Coaster on 26. This is probably going to be a loop since we did end up on the Space Coaster. Sure is. Time loop. 6 time loops. Ooh. Okay, so we don't need to go back through the coaster again because we did that. Okay. So... Now we're back to when we first entered the carnival. We had the choice to head towards the rides first or to check out the Midway that had the freak show and had the all the games of chance. And so we chose the rides first. So we're going to go on the freak show route now and see what happens on page 77. I feel like we have like a bunch left still, you guys. I think we'll have a whole new thing here. Let's head for the Midway and play some games, you say. You, Patty, and Brad jog down a wide avenue. Tents of every color line the street. Carnival music blares from loudspeakers. You spot a green neon sign flashing above a yellow striped tent. The sign reads, Madame Zeno, fortune teller. Oh, you're talking about the fortune teller. Here she is, maybe. Excellent, you claim. I'm going in. You tell your friends you'll catch up with them in a minute. You lift the tent flap. Inside, one small candle flickers in the dark. You hear a low voice call out, Enter my chamber. There is Madame Zeno, sitting in the shadows. She wears a long red dress dotted with brightly colored gems. They shimmer in the candlelight. Her black hair tumbles to her shoulders as she bends over a large crystal ball. Welcome, she whispers. Then she reaches out and gently lifts her hands. Let me tell you your future. To find your future, go to page 78. Madame Zeno studies your hands closely. She traces the lines of your hands with her soft fingers. I see horror in your future. In your immediate future, she warns. Well, what kind of horror? You stammer. What do you mean? Madame Zeno releases your hand. She picks up a strange deck of cards. She spreads them out on the table. You notice the cards have pictures. A headless man, a bloody sword, a large evil eye. She gathers up all the cards and flips the deck over and then deals out a red card and a blue card. Turn one over, she commands. Learn your fate. If you want to pick the red card, choose option 1. If you want to pick the blue card, choose option 2. Yeah, I feel like this fortune teller is a little bit provocative, I'm just going to say. Also, the whole red pill, blue pill thing, I agree. They've done that to us twice now. So, oh, I guess like this does predate the Matrix. So, if anything, the red pill, blue pill, they got it from this book. I think there's some copyright infringement going on here. Is it over? Okay, everybody, only 3 people voted. There's 9 people in here and only 3 voted, so that's kind of lame. But we're going with option 1. We're going to pick the red one on page 14. You reach slowly and touch the red card. Your amazement as a 3D heart magically appears and rises from the flat surface. When it starts to beat, thudump, thudump. It must be some fancy optical illusion. You lean closer to figure out the trick. Yow! You screech and jerk back to avoid the warm red liquid that nearly squirts in your eye. Is it blood? It looks like blood. Wow, cool effect, you say. How did you do it? Turn over the card, Madame Zeno orders. Do it now. Madame Zeno really gets into her act. Doesn't she know this is just a game, you think? But you do as you're told. Big deal. No weird pictures, no hidden fortunes. All you see are the numbers 1, 3, 2, shimmering in gold script against a midnight background. What does it mean, you ask? You will know when the time is right, the fortune teller whispers. Her voice is so low you can barely hear her. It could save your life. What does she mean? Turn to page 41 to find out. What do you mean the magic number could save my life? You ask Madame Zeno, but the fortune teller doesn't answer. She stares off into space. She seems to have fallen into a deep trance. You don't really believe her. These fortune tellers are all fakes. But you memorize the number anyway. 1, 3, 2. 1, 3, 2. I picked red instead of blue, you chant to help you remember. Madame Zeno puts the cards back in the deck. She closes her eyes and waves you away with her jeweled hand. You guess the fortune-telling is over, so you leave the tent and search for Patty and Brad. You squint under the bright lights of the midway, scanning all the game booths, but you can't find them. You're trying to figure out which way to go when you spot Big Al coming towards you. He's not alone. He's leading a large group of people. As they come closer, you hear that they're chanting something. What is it? Play or pay. Play or pay. What does that mean? Turn to page 16 to find out. Hi, you say to Big Al. Who are all those people? He doesn't really answer your question. Welcome to the Carnival of Horrors, he says. You must play or pay. We have many games on our midway. You must play too. He practically spits out the word must. If you succeed, you can win prizes. But if you lose, you pay with your life. Boy, he's really laying it on thick, you think. but it's a pretty cool gimmick. Okay, I'll play a game. Then I've got to go home. No one goes home, Big Al says, until they play. You must play 2 games and survive. Okay, you mutter to yourself. You glance around the midway, and the 2 closest games, Guess Your Weight on Mars and the Wheel of Chance. You have to pick one to start, or you'll never get out of here. For Guess Your Weight on Mars, go to page 72. For Wheel of Chance, go to page 8. I'm going to check and see if Wheel of Chance is the one we already did before we vote on this. Nope, that's a different one. Okay. So, we're voting. Option 1, Guess Your Weight on Mars, or option 2, Play the Wheel of Chance. We got 23 seconds left. Okay, what did we get? It was a tie! Oh, everything weird is happening. Oh, I'm so bad at this. Oh, Ivy made it. Yes! Welcome, Ivy, to the game. You can vote next time. Here, go, Ivy, go ahead and vote, because we got a tie vote anyway. Option 1 is to play Guess Your Weight on Mars, or option 2 is for the Wheel of Chance. Vote. One. Okay, we're gonna guess our weight on Mars, you guys. Page 72. It's no fun if you're silent, Ivy. You gotta participate. Okay, you step up to the Guess Your Weight on Mars booth. A woman in a spacesuit motions you inside the gate. You pass through and find yourself in the middle of a courtyard that looks just like a miniature launching site, complete with its own rocket. Security check, the lady says as she presses your hands onto a fake scanner. So how does this game work, you ask? I'll guess how much you weigh on Mars, she explains. Then you'll enter the planet simulation chamber and stand on the scale. If I'm stumped by more than 1 pound up or down, you win a giant candy bar. What if you guess right? The space lady doesn't say anything at first. She just smiles, a nasty smile. And then she answers, "You lose," is all she says. Go to page 18. The space lady slowly circles you as she sizes you up from head to toe. I think you weigh 38 pounds. 38 pounds? Boy, are you wrong. I'm never wrong, she says, smirking. She snaps her fingers and 2 enormous guards appear. They each take one of your arms and drag you out to the courtyard. I don't weigh 38 pounds, you yell. But then you remember, this isn't your weight on Earth that matters, it's your weight on Mars. Do you weigh 38 pounds on Mars? You'd better find out quickly, because something tells you that Big Al said about having to survive might be true. And, yeah, Tia, last week we actually did 21, The Twisted Tale of Tiki Island. That is one that I do have. We're weighing in on page 134. If I can find it. You've got to figure out what you weigh on Mars. Fast, but how? You're about to give up when you notice a flashing sign. It reads, "The gravity on Mars is almost 40% of what it is on Earth." Okay, now you can figure it out. Multiply your real Earth weight by 4. Now drop off the last digit. For example, if you weigh 90 pounds, 90 times 4 is 360. Dropping off the last digit, you get 36 for your weight on Mars. If you don't want to do the math, you can just leave it to luck and just guess. So if you think your weight on Mars is 37 to 39, go to page 53. If you think your Mars weight is less than 37 or more than 39, go to page 22. I'm going to go ahead and wager that every single one of our weights is going to be more than 39. I mean, maybe some of you are small enough it might hit 39, but we're gonna go ahead and go with the one that I think is most applicable for all of us first, which is page 22. Okay. You're pretty sure that space lady guessed wrong. Now all you have to do is step onto the scale to prove it. The two goons shove you inside the planet simulation chamber. It's a long, narrow tube, and it's really stuffy inside. You can barely breathe. You step up on the scale. You check your readout. Boy, oh boy, that space lady is wrong. You jump up and down. I won! I won! Back outside, you collect your prize. It's a huge chocolate bar. You take a bite out of it and stuff the rest into your pocket. You gaze around. The coast is clear. Maybe you can find Patty and Brad out of here. You walk a few steps forward, but a heavy hand clamps down on your shoulder from behind. It's Big Al. It's time to play another game, he says, grinning. We've got two options here. If we have not tried the Wheel of Chance, we go to page 8. If we have tried the Wheel of Chance, then we go to page 17. So we have not yet. So we are going to go to page 8 and go back to the Wheel of Chance. You wander over to the Wheel of Chance and immediately notice two strange things. First of all, you read the sign on the booth. It says, Wheel of No Chance. Then you hear the Barker's voice calling, step right up, but there's no one there. No one but a green and yellow parrot. Excuse me, you say, hoping someone will answer. Is this game open? No, I'm standing by this wheel for my health, the parrot cracks. Now do you want to spin or what? The parrot is obviously annoyed. Mammals, he mutters. Can't live with 'em, can't live without 'em. You steal a glance around. Maybe you should skip this game. But Big Al sneaks up behind you. Spin, he says. You must earn enough points to win. But how will I know if I have enough points, you ask? Spin is his final word. Here's how to spin. Close your eyes and twirl your finger over the wheel on this page. Then let your finger land somewhere on the wheel. Look at the number you've landed on and go to that page next. Okay, so here's the wheel. It's pretty cool, actually. Ooh, if I can get it where you guys can actually see it here. Yeah, there's like a whole heckin' ton of options we could go through here. I guess I'm gonna just try it and see. Okay, I landed on No Chance 15. So I guess we're gonna go to that one first and see what happens. I'm just gonna like mark them off as we go and try all of them and see what happens. Okay, 15. Round and round the wheel spins. It finally lands on number 15. No chance. No chance? Does that mean what you think it means? No chance at all? Zip? Zero? Nothing? Nada? Negatory? Yes, that's exactly what it means. You have met the end. So, yeah, that's that one. Where are we at? Time loop 17, 18 endings. Yeah, 18 endings. Okay. So, I guess we'll go back and we'll try the next one. So there's a couple options. There's 38, double or nothing on 19, or free spin on 49. So I'm just going to like work my way around the wheel, I guess. So we're going to go to 38. Let's see that guy. Got a winner. Got a winner, the parrot squawks. You've won 25 points, plus anything you want in the prize room. Step this way. Eagerly, you follow the bird into a storeroom behind the booth. It's packed with the weirdest assortment of junk you've ever seen. Dusty old catalogs, stuffed rats, a collection of axes, and portraits of headless people holding their own heads. So pick something. It's getting late, the parrot says. Not this garbage, you think. And then you spot a shelf of small cans with bright labels. Play and Glow, Clay Slime, and Monster Blood. Monster Blood? Hey, isn't that the magic stuff you read about in Goosebumps? Third Goosebumps book. I'll take the Monster Blood, you decide. Excellent choice, the parrot remarks. As you quickly leave the room with your prize, you wonder, is 25 enough points? What do you do next? If you want to spin again for more points, we go back to page 9. If we haven't played Guess Your Weight yet, we go to page 72, which we have done. And then if you play Guess Your Weight on Mars, you go to page 17. So let's go back and we're gonna get more points. Let's see first. Okay, we're going to page 19 for double or nothing. You land on number 19. Double or nothing. Double or nothing. Two voices behind you echo. You whirl around and gasp. It's a man with two heads. Congratulations. You win 10 points, one head says to you. Quit while you're ahead. Ahead? Get it? Ahead? The other head adds, laughing hysterically. Shut up, head number 1 says. You shut up, head number 2 shoots back. 10 points is nothing. You better spin again, and this time it's double or nothing. You'll get double the points wherever you land. Which head should you listen to? If you think you don't have enough points, go back and spin again. If you think you have enough points and you haven't played Guess Your Weight, go to page 72. We're going to go back again for more points. Doing it again. Doing it again. So then the last option for points is free spin on page 49. The wheel stops on free spin. You're ready to try again. But the dumb parrot flies over and latches onto your shoulder. Ouch, that hurts, you cry. Free spin, free spin. You're going on a free spin. Turn me loose, you command. When you swivel your head to glare at the bird, a scream freezes in your throat. The parrot has ballooned into an enormous vulture. His black, beady eyes pierce right through you. He digs his razor-sharp claws deeper into your shoulder. Run! Your every survival instinct shouts, but the bird of prey has other ideas. One of them is dinner, with you as the main course. The big bird snatches you by the back of your shirt as if you were a rag doll. Kicking and screaming and using every defense you've learned from karate class, you struggle for your life. But it's no use. With a jerk, he lifts you off from the ground, and suddenly you have a frightening view of the carnival from 20 feet, 30 feet, 50 feet up. Fly on to page 50. Thump, thump, thump. Your heart bangs loudly inside your chest. What kind of carnival is this, you wonder, where free spin is more like a death sentence? You circle the green clump of treetops. You're really dizzy now. You want to close your eyes, but you know it's not a good idea, since you're flying 50 feet high without a plane or a parachute. As you circle closer to the treetops, you're met with a horrifying view. 5 baby vultures in a nest. 5 very hungry babies, with mouths gaping wide open. The end is near. You're going to wind up as a take-home dinner. Unless you can somehow force the vulture to let you go, frantically, you reach into your pockets. If you've won a chocolate bar at one of the games of chance, go to 76. If you haven't, go to page 115. Luckily, we do have a chocolate bar, so we're gonna try that out on 76. Also, Tia, with the books, I have about half of them that I bought online. They're on the shelf behind me. But I created a Google Doc to track which ones I had, so I can just show you that later, just so you can see which ones I have or don't. You dig deep into the side pocket of your jeans and find it, the chocolate bar you won. It's a good thing you didn't eat it all, but will the vulture go for it? Without warning, the big bird starts his final approach, diving straight for the rest. You pull out the candy and wave it frantically in front of him. Treat! Treat, you holler. These words will make your dog at home go wild, but will it work on the vulture? Yes! He cracks open his beak, just enough for you to wiggle loose, and then you're falling. You've landed on a giant trampoline. Fwang! Now you're going up again, higher this time. Now you're falling again. Fwang! You bounce up even higher this time. Every life has its ups and downs, but it looks like you'll be bouncing up and down forever. And boy, it's fun. The end. The end. The end. The end. Ooh. Does that count as 4 endings, or does it just count as 1 ending? I think we just get 1. 19 endings. Okay, let's see what happens if we do not have the chocolate bar. Page 115. There's nothing in your pocket but lint. Help! Save me, you cry. The vulture swoops down and drops you into the nest. The baby vultures approach, mouths open, ready to peck you to death. But good news, they don't eat you. You fall out of the nest instead. Please, close the book fast, or the next sound you will hear will be your body hitting the ground with an awesome thud. Thud! Not fast enough? Okay, don't go to pieces. Pull yourself together and prepare to visit the Carnival of Horrors again. The next time you're brave enough to open this book, the end. We hit 20, you guys. 20 endings. This is the amount that they advertise as a minimum for the book. But look, there's more. There's more options. Okay. Now that we got the monster blood, we'll go back to that other timeline we were in, where we entered like the sudden death thingy, and it asked us if we had a can of monster blood, and we did not, but this time we do, so we're gonna try that on 97. Your hand clamps around the can of monster blood in your pocket. Quickly, you snap off the lid, and the green gunk pours out. Look, it's alive, Brad shouts. He's right. The monster blood oozes from the can, quivers, and appears to stretch and pull itself up. And then it starts to roll and bounce, making horrible sucking sounds. Great! It's rolling into the crowd, sucking up everything in its path. Run! Big Al screams as the huge green ball rolls over the people in the crowd, sucking them up with a loud plop. Then the monster blood hits the side of the tent. And it changes direction. It's coming after you. Hurry to page 129. The monster blood has grown so big, now you can't see over it or around it. Run for your lives, Patty screams. But reaching the door is impossible. The mound of green slime is bearing down on you fast. You stand frozen to the spot, terrified. And then, just in time, you, Patty, and Brad leap to the side, and the monster blood slams into the wall with crushing force and plows right through it. You stare at the giant gaping hole in the wall. Quickly, the 3 of you jump through the opening. You're standing outside the main gate, where you came in. There's a wide path of destruction across the field and the forest beyond. From somewhere, a clock chimes 12 times, sending a chill down your spine. And when you peer back at the carnival, it has disappeared. All that's left is a spooky silver mist. The end. Ooh. I feel like that was like the coolest ending. I liked that one. That was 21 endings, you guys. What did you say? Jeremy always liked the Monster Blood because it's just completely random Deus Ex Machina and does whatever the fuck the book wants it to at any given time. I don't remember the Monster Blood book. That is not one that I spent. Yeah, so these books reference like the regular books a lot. So there's like 3 different Monster Blood books that not Monster Blood. There are 3 different books in this one that referenced the Night of the Living Dummy, Monster Blood, and the Horrorland. One Day at Horrorland. But yes, I don't remember those ones. I know that you meant there were 3 Monster Blood books, but because you said that, I accidentally said that, and that wasn't what I was trying to say. But yeah, I don't remember reading that one, so I don't know what it did. But like the more that I read these, I'm like, maybe I should just like read some of like the regular ones too. But those wouldn't be like as entertaining for streaming because you guys wouldn't get any say in it. Okay, so I'm gonna go. So we got all these flags on this like spinning one, and they all had the like, if you think you got enough points, go to page 17. And so we're gonna go to 17 and see what's going on there, if we thought we had enough points for that. You take a few steps along the midway, hoping you've won enough prizes and points. You notice the crowd of people surrounding Big Al, still chanting, "Pay or play, pay or play." You break through the crowd and grab Big Al's arm. "Hey, do you know where my friends are?" "Certainly," Big Al says, pointing up ahead. "They're right over there." "Patty! Brad!" you shout as you rush up to them. "Come on, we've got to go. This carnival is evil." But before they can say a word, Big Al's voice booms from behind you. Not before the final challenge. The final challenge begins on 84, which is probably our time loop. Is that 6? Scrolling back up through everything to find the last time loop. 7 time loops. That's 7 time loops. Woo. Okay. What else we got going on? There's still a few more options at least. Okay, so that one took us to 17. So we don't need to do that one. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the Wait on Mars and see what would happen if if she correctly guessed our Wait on Mars on page 53. If we were all tiny. Oh no, you think the space lady guessed right. Now what's gonna happen? 2 guards shove you into the space chamber. It's a clear, narrow tube that rises farther up than you can see. As the door slams shut behind you, one of the guards barks, "Get on the scale." You step up on the scale, and it shows just how right the space lady's guess was. You press the chamber door release, but it's stuck. You try again. It doesn't budge. Maybe it's locked from the outside? "Hey, I can't get out," you yell to the guards, but they simply wave. "Hey, let me out." Now you're mad. "Let me out." All at once, the room starts to shake and rattle. The thrust of the powerful rocket engines echo in your ears. It sounds as if you're being launched into space. But that's impossible, isn't it? Go to page 40. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff, a mechanical voice announces. To your horror, a rocket blasts off. You're slammed against the side of the capsule with the hurricane force. Seconds later, you've left Earth's atmosphere. A recorded message comes on. "Congratulations, you are the perfect weight for our Mars Explorer. We'll be monitoring your trip and will bring you back in approximately 20 years, with a plus or minus 10-year margin of error in case something goes wrong. But do not worry, nothing can go wrong. Go wrong. Go wrong." The end. Ooh. 22. closing in on this, you guys. Okay, we spun for more things. We did all of those things. What is this thing? Okay. And what's this thing? Okay, we did the Wheel of Chance and we did the Wait on Mars. Okay, so we're going back to the fortune teller, and we picked the red card, but we're going to pick the blue card instead on page 59. Blue is your favorite color. You turn the blue card over. There's a message. Help us. You're our only hope. Hurry to the back door of the freak show. Signed, The Freaks. What does this mean? You ask Madame Zeno. She stares deep into your eyes. Her lips tremble. She leans forward. She's about to speak. And then the lights go out, and a blood-curdling scream rips through the dark. You start to bolt for the door when a dim light suddenly flickers. You stare across the table. Madame Zeno is gone. You reach out to take the cards, but it bursts into red-hot flames. And second, the entire tent fills with a thick smoke. Flames shoot across the floor. You run for the door. Outside, you gulp the fresh air. Phew, you made it. You glance back. No smoke. No fire. No tent? Everything has disappeared. What should you do now? Oh, we're going to have a survey, a poll. If you want to go try and help the freaks, we'll choose option 1. If you don't want to help the freaks, we'll choose option 2, and we'll get it started in 1 second. And okay, choose option 1 to go help the freaks. Choose option 2 if you don't want to help the freaks. If I can get everything playing properly. Seven seconds left. Freaks unite! Help all the freaks! Okay, looks like we want to go help the freaks. Let me find some tabbies here. We got this guy and this guy. We're going to page 11. It just keeps surprising me. There's just more book and more book. You've decided to help the freaks. As you race down the midway, you spot Brad and Patty. Listen, guys. You tell them, lowering your voice, we've got a problem. A big problem. You take a deep breath and tell them about Madame Zeno and the blue card. So, you finish saying, somebody might need our help in the back of the freak show. What's a freak? Brad asked nervously. Remember the poster we saw when we came in? The one with the 3-headed man and the lady with the snake body, you remind him? Brad bites down on his lip. Are they really real? Sure they're real, Patty chimes in. I once saw a bearded lady at the circus. I don't know, Brad says. Sounds kind of creepy. Well, Madame Zeno said this was my fate. I'm going to go help them, whatever they are. Are you guys in? You bet, Patty answers, her eyes shining with excitement. Okay, I'll go, Brad mumbles. Then let's hurry, you exclaim. Race to the back of the freak show on page 35. Five minutes later, the three of you are sneaking down a dark alley. Brad is so frightened he's practically walking on top of you. The alley is littered with large cardboard boxes and overflowing trash cans. It smells like dead fish. Hey, quit stepping on my shoe, you say to Brad. I'm not stepping on your shoe, he shoots back. I'm not anywhere near your stupid shoe. You glance down and nearly scream. Brad's right. He's not stepping on you. But about a dozen rats are. You shake your foot wildly. The rats scurry off. Brad catches sight of the rats and tries to bolt. You and Patty quickly pull him back. Hey, look, Patty says, pointing up ahead. A door. On the door, you see a big sign that reads, Keep Out. So, you go in. Go to page 13. Jeremy thinks we're definitely going to end up being conjoined twins again because they need help to round out their act. I think it's really great because I got a conjoined Furby twin pin yesterday in the mail. So it's relevant to this and it's adorable. I love it. So conjoined twins are in this week apparently. The room is dark, but all around you, you hear hushed moans. Help us, help us. We're in a prison, Patty says, and look at the prisoners. They're weird. Patty is right. Your eyes grow accustomed to the darkness. You see cell after cell. Each one holds a strange-looking prisoner. There's an enormous fat lady who's nearly busting out of the bars. A giant, a dwarf, a young lady with a boa constrictors wrapped around her waist, and a woman with a long black beard. We're the freaks, the snake lady says. Every night when the show ends, the master locks us up. The master? You mean Big Al is, you start to say. You must help us, the giant interrupts. Shh, the snake lady says. The master's coming. You mustn't be here. Go, that way. She points to a door down the hall. If you want to escape through the door down the hall, choose option 1. If you want to stay and talk to Big Al, choose option 2. And I will show you my cute pin that I got yesterday. Maybe if I can find a picture of it. It doesn't exist. It's on Facebook, maybe, but not on my phone. Here's my adorable conjoined Furby pin that I just got. It's so cute. So that's a thing. Okay, did I really only get 2 votes on that poll? You guys, where's all the peeps at? The poll glitched out. I feel like yeah, I think my poll got messed up. So it's not letting me close it. Okay. Ashley, who do you want to vote? What do you want to vote for? I got 2 votes for talking to Big Al and 1 vote for escaping the door. Okay. We're going to talk to Big Al. I don't know what's going on. We might be done with the polls for tonight if it's going to glitch out on us. But we can do it the old-fashioned way. We're going to stay and talk to Big Al on 62. You decide to wait for Big Al. Big Al has to free the freaks, you say to Patty and Brad. If he doesn't, we'll tell him we're calling the police. Free the freaks, Big Al says, busting into the room. The freaks are free to go any time. This prison is just part of the show. Did you pull that free us joke on him? Big Al laughs heartedly. He's lying, the snake lady says. We're prisoners. Oh, come now, Big Al says. You're not prisoners. And with that, he unlocks all the cell doors and he turns to you and your friends. As you can see, the freaks are free. Now, come with me. You haven't even tried one game on the Midway. Don't go with him. It's a trick, the snake lady cries. Should you go with Big Al? Who's telling the truth, Al or the snake lady? I don't think I can get the poll to work. So just tell me what you want and I'll keep track, I guess. Because I'll have to restart the program to get the poll to work. So snakes are known for their honesty. So are we going with Al or are we trusting the snake lady, you guys? Looks like I got like 3 votes for the snake lady. 4 votes for the snake lady. Okay. We're going to go ahead and trust that snake lady. Turn to page 102. I'm not going anywhere with you, Big Al. I believe the snake lady. So do I, says Patty. Me too, Brad echoes. That's too bad, Big Al says, and then turns to the snake lady. As for you, Miss Reptilia, I told you, you've been overreacting. If these kids believe you, we won't be able to torture them with our real horrors. Sorry, boss, she says. So what do you want me to do with them? You can hardly believe it. Real horrors? What kind of carnival is this? You shout. The Carnival of Horrors, the snake lady answers. And that's the good news. Turn to page 120 for the bad news. The bad news is the snake lady fooled you. Throw them into the large cell with Harold and the other prisoners, Big Al commands. You are shoved into a dark cell. You hear a click. You're locked in. As the snake lady leaves with Big Al, you can hear their laughter echo down the hall. You glance into the other cells and think, the freaks are prisoners. They do need our help. And then you peer into the darkness of your cell to find out who Harold is. There's no way you could miss him. Harold is a giant. He's huge, twice as big as a football player. His hands are, in fact, the size of 2 footballs. His arms look like tree trunks. At first, you're afraid of him, but then you think, hey, he's trapped too. Maybe we can convince him to help us. And then you get a big idea. Turn to page 28. What's the big idea? You're going to embarrass the giant into helping you. Hey, you. You know, you're a real wimp, you say to the giant. He looks at you as if he can't believe what he hears. Patty and Brad look at you as if you're crazy. Maybe you are. You wimp, you continue. You sit here all day taking orders from that creep Big Al, and you live in these horrible conditions. Why? Because you're a wimp and you refuse to fight back. You could bend those bars and escape, but you won't because you're a wimp. W-I-M-P. Wimp. The giant stands. You gaze up. He's over 15 feet tall. He lumbers over to you. He isn't smiling. Is your plan going to work? Is he going to bend the bars to prove you wrong? Or is he going to bend you? It's out of your control now. Look out the window. If it's sunny out, turn to page 45. If it's raining, or if it's nighttime, turn to page 85. So I guess we're going to start with the 85 and see what happens. Yeah, that was not a good plan. I totally agree. I'm like, you're going to do what? Rude. The giant hangs over you, flexing his muscles. He squints at you as if you're a bug, ready to be squashed. Did you call me a wimp? He thunders. You're much too scared to answer. The giant answers for you. You're right. I am a wimp. And with that, he bends the bars. And you and Patty and Brad scramble through. Follow me, the giant says. I know a way out of here. That took a different turn than I had anticipated. What about the others, you ask, pointing to the freaks in the cells on the line in the wall. No problem, Patty yells, grabbing the keys from a hook on the wall. Here, catch. You quickly unlock all the doors, setting the freaks free. Turn to page 126. Yay, our hero! The freaks cheer as they bolt out of their cells. You follow the giant through a side exit, and in no time, you're leading all your new friends to your house. I'm sure your parents won't mind taking them in. After all, how much can a 300-pound giant, a 500-pound fat lady, and a 3-headed man eat? Better not answer that question. Just be happy you've come to the end. So I guess we got, like, a good ending, but not, like, my favorite ending. Is that 23? They didn't fat shame them. They just said they were gonna, like, eat a lot, which is probably true. If you're bigger, you need to eat more. It's not his fault he's a giant. Okay, so we're not going to trust the snake lady. We're going to go with Al, which I feel like also isn't a good idea, but I guess that's where we are now. 84. Big Al shoves you and your friends into a huge red tent. It seems to be set up with some kind of show. Red carpeted steps lead up to a platform that sits under a golden arch. The arch twinkles with 1,000 colored lights that spell out, "Final challenge." We hit another time loop. Oh, you put a pizza in the oven? I want a pizza. Dang. I can't get pizza this late. I don't have one already. Okay, what was that? 7, 8? Is that 8 time loops? We definitely got more time loops in this one than the last one. Okay, where are we at? Okay, we're going to go back to, we're going to pretend it's sunny outside and see what happens from that one on page 45. The giant looms over you. He's as tall as the tree outside your house and a lot meaner. His huge lips part and he says, "You hurt my feelings." And he begins to cry. "I'm not a wimp. I'm not," he says between huge sobs. He sure looks like a wimp. Turn to page 98. Well, looks can fool you. He is not a wimp, and he's mad at you. In the next moment, he scoops you up and hurls you at the cell wall. His throw is so forceful, you smash right through the wall and soar out of the carnival grounds. Congratulations, you escaped the Carnival of Horrors, but not in one piece. The end. Dude, it was totally sunny before it got dark today. It was beautiful outside. It was like 70 degrees. We get sun here, just not like November through April. Okay, so that was 24 endings. Ooh. Okay, so we got a couple left still at least. Okay, so after we found the freaks, we had the choice of escaping through the door down the hallway or to stay and talk to Big Al. So we're going to try and escape down the hall instead of talking to him on 48. "Come on," Patty cries. "Come on." Then, without another word, she races off. You and Brad dash after her. I hope Patty knows what she's doing, you think as you try to catch up, because right now it doesn't look that way. Patty leads you through a maze of underground passageways. Then, just as you're about to yell, "Stop!" she does. This is a page I've read before. You find yourself standing outside in front of a barbed wire fence. So that's another time loop. That's 9 time loops. Woo! Okay, so I've got going back to after we met with the fortune teller and she told us to go help the freaks. We're going to decide we don't want to help the freaks and go to 113 instead. Help some freaks? That's a good one, you laugh. You think about Madame Zeno, the fire, the disappearing tent. Totally cool. You wonder who thought up such awesome special effects. You can't wait to tell Brad and Patty all about it. You search for your friends in the big wooden booths that line the midway. Instead, you find incredible games of chance. Some test your eye-hand coordination. Others require pure luck. but they all offer the most amazing prizes you've ever seen. CD players, video games, 15-speed mountain bikes. You can't wait to play. You spot a booth across from the midway with a crowd gathered in front. That's odd, you think? Big Al said we were the only people at the carnival tonight. You wonder if your friends are in the crowd. If you move closer. Oh, I get it, you say aloud. These people must work at the carnival. You're about to call them out until you see their eyes. Strange, haunted eyes. See what happens on page 16. Hi, you say to Big Al. Who are all those people? He doesn't really answer the question. Welcome to the Carnival of Horrors, he said. You must play or pay. And another time loop. 10 time loops. Woo. Okay, so the only one I have left in the book right now is the very first one.